Finally back with another stream. Today I will be streaming Honkai Star Rail's 3.2 story and Castorice pulls, because, yeah, I'm kind of a week late, but I figured not getting arrested due to the IRS and tax-related stuff is probably better. Yeah, so I did that last Tuesday, otherwise I would have streamed on Tuesday. Anyway, I hit V to, get to the next quest, and it just gave me this option, and I can't exit out of this without clicking one of these, so let's just see. While everyone is awaiting the demigod of strife to emerge from the trial, something unexpected happens. The Trailblaze squad immediately follows Maide into the trial and rescues Phainon, who's trapped inside. Just as everyone breathes a sigh of relief, a new problem arises. Maide had to shoulder the burden of strife, but the Kremnoans would never willingly give up the core flame to their old foe, Okema. In an attempt to gain a better understanding, he decides to first seek advice from his teacher Castorice, a veteran of Kremnos. The two part on bad terms. I'm also, right on cue. I got sick like 2 weeks ago or so, and I guess the cough just takes a while to go away, but other than that, it should be fine. Meanwhile, Trian and Castorice are dispatched to the Grove of Epiphany as diplomatic envoys of Okema. When they arrive, they discover to their surprise that the Black Tide has struck, and they fight a mysterious sword master. In the end, they manage to rescue an Axa and the core flame that he carries. While everyone is on their way back, within the city of Okema, Castorice is arrested for abducting Trinon and trespassing on forbidden grounds. Under Maide's mediation, Tribia and her sisters agree to reveal their memories in order to facilitate reconciliation between the Kremnoans and Okemans. Unexpectedly, just as Tribia and her sisters are about to meet the Time Titan Ornyx and repair their memories, they encounter the mysterious sword master yet again. Trian sacrifices herself and falls to the Titan to protect her companions. In order to take back the core flame, everyone sets up the plan to seal the sword master. The plan suffers multiple setbacks, but Maide returns as the demigod of strife and helps everyone reclaim the core flame. Not long after, he successfully persuades his people to let go of their prejudices against Okema. He says goodbye to everyone and returns home to join the front line against the Black Tide. On the other side, everyone holds a simple funeral for Trian, who exhausted her divine powers and turned into a doll. Having accepted Trian's last wish, the group continues on the path of the flame chase journey. Surely, we'll find a way to turn her back, right? And to, because, Tingyin didn't actually die. Surely Gallagher and Misha will come back too, right? Right? Copium, hopium. Sure. Let's go. I feel like I'm forgetting something already. Excuse me. We have to pause to drink water more often. I hear. Tribia's memory has unveiled the very first prophecy. All shall bid farewell to one, and that person alone will witness the miracle, such is the will of fate. Okay. If you take on Ornyx's trial, will the prophecy come to pass for me as well? Regardless, I must give Aglaya an answer. Hello, incoming viewers. Thank you for joining the stream. Getting on Honkai 3.2 a week late. Some time ago. Ah, it's you, Cass. I finished the anthology of poems you lent me. Here it is. I thought you'd be too preoccupied to find time for reading. Precisely because of these obligations, I felt compelled to read it swiftly. Will all these preoccupations slow your pace? On the contrary, knowing that time is limited can push one to overcome their limitations. The weight of these responsibilities seems to have enhanced my reading efficiency. I still don't know if you're actually blind. Like light-based vision. But whatever. I understand completely. During my time at the Grove, the closer exams grew, the more efficient I became at tackling everyday mundane tasks. Anything but my actual studies. Precisely. As I remember, you and Phainon were both disciples of the Nosporists. I assume that Anaxa's exams were as unreasonable as the man himself, correct? The courses Professor and Axa were taught were Introduction to Alchemy and History of Mythology. To be perfectly honest, those two courses were the students' greatest nightmares. History of Mythology, taught by the blasphemous great performer himself. I can imagine their fear. Now that I think about it, students would often rush to the podium during class to challenge him on one of those blasphemous ideas. May I ask, Lady Aglaia, has your relationship with Professor Anaxa always been like this? He openly dismisses people's faith and questions the very justification of the Flame Chase journey. Our positions have been destined to be at odds. While you were studying there, I assume you must have heard of his nickname. Adromas draped in finery? Question mark? As I see it, this nickname is more of an insult to the Dromas. Ugh. Despite his insufferable arrogance, I do hold a certain respect for his nature as a scholar. To remain true to his principles, he is unafraid to stand opposed to the world, and that requires considerable resolve. Isn't he, at least in the English version of the trailer, maybe it was spoken in Japanese too, but the English translated subtitles didn't say it. English version of the trailer says like, he was like, the sky is fake, or something, so maybe we're pushing the connection between all the other Hoyoverse games, minus question mark ZZZ, although some of the new designs are still, you know, not just new, just some of the designs overall are kind of similar, from what I've heard. Like, what's her name? Vike, and from Falkenhayn Mercenary Troop people were like, that looks a bit like May, and the unnamed leader, people are saying, looks a lot like Alicia or whatever. I don't know the characters. Anaxagoras' life is almost like a satire. As a crisis heir, he refuses to heed the prophecy while he disrespects the gods. The gods have chosen him. Who was it? Which one was it again? Was it Nestia or... I forgot. Or was Nestia the one that the other one created? Circes, yeah. He was indeed chosen by Circes. Is something weighing on Cass? The golden thread is quivering. I sense there's more to this exchange than idle chatter. With all due respect, I'd like to know what you plan to do with him. In light of his assistance in the battle against the Flame Reaver, I am willing to grant him some time to find a way to remove the core flame. However, if Anaxa decides to make any move that places us in danger, I will not hesitate to take extreme measures. Anaxa. It's kind of weird to say Anaxa, somehow. Like, without saying the Anaxagoras. I don't know. The accents. Just as I feared. The Flame Chase journey is the destined path for the Crisis heirs, yet he now seems more like an empty shell. Given his strong sense of self-respect, I trust that Anaxagoras will make the right decision. Still, I can't help but hope for another possibility. Perhaps Anaxa will also overcome his limitations now that he knows time is limited. I understand your stance. Let's continue this discussion another time. And now let's greet our guest. Why am I here? You're here, Echo. Does this mean you're ready to take on Ornyx's trial? We are ready, me. Sure, why not? Seems that the Sacred Beast is just as indispensable given their intricate ties to the Titan. Calling Mem Sacred Beast now. Thanks to you, I've evolved from a little dog into a Sacred Beast. Surrendering the core flame is Crisis Heir's duty. Your selfless assistance is deeply appreciated. However, I urge you to carefully consider the risks of accepting the trial. Becoming a demigod means forsaking your humanity. You will inherit Ornyx's divinity and bear the time of Amphorius all on your own. Yeah, so that's what I was asking about last time, right? If I do this, what happens like when I leave? When I finally leave Amphorius and we head on to 4.x? How's this work? Is all Amphorius is like there's some theory that's all a simulation? Maybe it is. I don't know. From that point onward, your fate will be forever intertwined with ours, never to be separated again until the end of Genesis. Is there a plan B? It's exceedingly rare to find a capable Crisis heir. If this path proves unattainable, I'm willing to lower my expectations. There are still many priests of Janisopolis and their descendants in the city. If I'm left with no other option, I'll try to find someone worthy among them. Seems like shot in the dark, I don't know. Exactly, we can't have the civilians bear the risks, can we? We've come so far and everyone is counting on you to be the hero. As for the trial, you have nothing to fear. The Time Titan may be willful at times, but they never caused us any harm. Myth has it that Ornyx opposes mortals, but to me, they just seem a bit timid, like a child. When is Stell and crew going to realize that I won't be on that we aren't going to be in Amphorius forever? What? Looks like you know that Titan rather well. Oddly enough, I don't remember ever meeting them, but the moment I saw Echo, Ornyx's memories were already in my head. Memories that exist outside your own experiences? I can't explain why, but I can vouch for Mem's words. When I was in the Abyss, I heard the Titan's groans, full of pain and grievances, yet without any ill will. Do I even have any say in this? She's speaking! Okay, now I'm on. Please trust me on this. At the very least, can you speak with them in person? Wasn't there also some theory that, what was it? Mem is Cyrene or something? I don't know. I get the feeling that if we don't meet Ornyx, we'll be missing out on something huge. Looks like there's no other way. Since you made your decision, go back to the bat chamber and get some rest. Trinon will call for you when the ceremony is ready. It is difficult for me, as the guide, to absolve myself from blame for things to have progressed to this point. Time and again, you have risen to the occasion for Okama, merely rewarding you with some honeydew is no longer able to express the extent of her gratitude. When the dust settles, I hope that we'll have the chance to have a long chat regarding your return journey and the curse of the sky. Oh, there it is. It's about time that we lift the taboo and discuss things openly. Yeah, but it's like, I don't know. Yeah, how can I leave if I'm tied to the Titans, unless there's some other fudgery thing. Before leaving, I should go and say hi to Castorice. Hi. Miss Echo, may everything go well for you and Mem. You need a glide for something too? It's nothing. I only came to discuss some matters with Lady Aglaya. Previously, I lent her an anthology of poems that Lady Trion had gifted to me. Tracing back, this anthology was something left for Lady Trion by a bard before their passing. Although personal property should be cleared out once their owner has passed on, Lady Trion gave this book to me since she knew how much I like to read. Is this book very special? No, it's just an ordinary book. It's definitely not some kind of unique copy. It just contains an allegory. In a faraway land, in a city known as Styxia, a dragon corrupted by the Black Tide descended one way, swooping upon the city like death itself. It swallowed the princess of the city whole before it was suppressed. After taking down the evil dragon, the warriors discovered that the princess's life had already met its end. Overwhelmed by grief, the queen hired an alchemist to resurrect the princess using the dragon's flesh and blood. However, having lost memories of her previous life, the resurrected princess turned into an evil dragon herself and wreaked havoc on the city. As a result, the prosperous Styxia met its demise. What a dark story. Must have been easy for Cass to narrate this story so calmly. The author of this book is Archipia, a wandering bard who traveled to many cities. Among the things she left behind are poems, dictionaries, and many tragicomedy scripts. She even clearly underlined and took notes in books that covered myths with her elegant handwriting. While flipping through these books, I felt like I was afforded a glimpse into the life of Archipia. It felt just like I was traveling with someone that I'd never met before. It was as if she had yet to pass on and was still alive. No one goes through their life without leaving a mark behind. Huh. Huh. She probably did not think much of it while she was writing. I don't know. That's right. Writing, drawing, and taking photographs. Seems like human nature to try and leave records of things. Speaking of taking photographs, when I was helping you to take the photo previously, I did not look through the photos in your photostone out of courtesy, but I'm also very curious about the story of the Rosy Celestial Maiden. Oh no. Oh no. That was the rumor that the guy was spreading about me, right? Right? Despite having visited many cities and forests, I still understand nothing about the world beyond the sky. If there is an opportunity... forget it. Let's talk about this in the future. For now, I only hope that you'll be able to complete the trial safely and obtain Ornyx's blessing. I don't think there's anything else to do here. Time to go back and talk to Dunhong. Yeah, I don't think it would really do this, but it would be cool if this, like, if the way the story goes, where we get Ornyx's blessing and whatever, if it also upgraded HM's RMC. As if RMC needed an upgrade, but it would be cool. Open sesame! Eh? Who is he? Oh, it's Kevin. Citizens Assembly? That's right. Oh, Echo, you're back. Just in time. This is something that the both of you should probably know. Some good news? Good news, I wouldn't call it that. Why did I pick that? I'm not the optimistic guy. Do you remember the Council of Elders that was on our heels previously? It seems like they've made their move. Some background information for you. The Council of Elders is an authoritative body in Emphorius made up of different city representatives. They hold legislative power over the Holy City and are in charge of presiding over the Citizens' Assembly held once every few years. This is the most important social event of Okema. It is highly influential and can even affect what happens to the Flame Chase journey. So, Aglai doesn't actually call the shots? Despite her vision and wisdom that spans across thousands of years, even she cannot win over the hearts of everyone. I've never once passed my sociology class. Perhaps you should retake some exams next time we visit Paperfold University. More about the Citizens' Assembly. Every 5 to 10 years, the Council of Elders organizes Citizens' Assembly at Dawncloud. During the Assembly, the representatives will vote on major issues such as whether the crisis heirs led by Aglai should still hold the right to govern the Holy City, and whether the Titan's conquest should continue. How exactly does the Flame Chase journey, like, us, like, the crisis heirs pursuing that goal really affect the citizens, though? Am I dumb? Did I miss something? Because, like, even if, like, they don't want to be the ones to govern, like, I don't know. Maybe it affects Aglaia's way of searching for suitable candidates. Sounds like some sort of system to balance the heroes and the mortals. That is correct. However, the problem lies in the fact that there are ill-intentioned extremists in the Council of Elders. They view the Citizens' Assembly as a way to restrain the crisis heirs and hope to take complete control over the Flame Chase journey. We can refer to them as the opposition. During the assemblies held in the past 100 years, the voices supporting the oppositions have been growing stronger in the shadows. It's only thanks to Aglai that the Flame Chase journey has been able to continue to this day. Excuse me. The Citizens' Assembly is just around the corner, but this time there seems to be a new variable to the situation. Mem? Anaxa? Looks like you've realized it. Oh. I thought the quote correct answer was us, but okay. I'm afraid that the Council of Elders might want to take advantage of Professor Anaxa. Aglai will surely take back Circe's core flame, but with Anaxa's current condition, it's so unique that nobody knows how to take the core flame away from him will affect him. He has always been someone that is only concerned about his own research. I'm certain that he must want to escape from the monitoring of the Golden Thread and protect himself. If the opposition were to offer an olive branch at this time, you suspect that he might betray the Flame Chase journey defect toward the Council of Elders? Anaxa has never believed in the prophecy, so technically it cannot be considered a betrayal. However, he has taught many crisis eras and has long been considered an important ally of Okema. I truly do not wish to see comrades turning on one another. I have a better understanding of the full picture now. Is there anything we can do? As I believe in his character, I plan to plead with Aglai to try and buy more time for him. Then the greatest way in which you can help is for you to know what I'm fighting for. We understand. Thank you for being honest with us. Things are piling up again. Echo and Mem are tied up with Ornyx's trial, and while I'm preparing to visit the grove, uncover clues about the world beyond the sky. What do you mean about the world beyond the sky? That's where we came from, huh? I just want to rest right now. Just put me to sleep forever, please. Just take things one step at a time. Allow me to apologize for the fact that we always seem to be troubling you. I hope that Ornyx will show more benevolence and be more accommodating. I remember they seemed quite fond of you back in the Abyss. Go and rest and regain your strength. We'll meet at the Vortex in a few days. Alright, you can read the scroll if you want to find out more about the Council of Elders and the Citizens' Assembly. I ain't reading all that. Yeah, I'm not reading all that, at least not right now. What? I'll just go on the wiki at some point. I haven't read a novel since high school. Although prior to me stopping, I would actually read a lot because I like the reading some series. I just wanted to know what happened next. So all of my narrative analysis went out the window during those years. Just want to know what happens next, so I speed read. Hey Dragon, let's talk to you. Let's see what you have to say. It's just as I suspected. The troubles afflicting the Flame Chase tourney aren't just external issues. The complex internal politics and interpersonal relationships are also exacerbating the problem. Can't let our guard down yet. We have to find out where we stand in this large interwoven web. Rest for that. The trial feels like it's just around the corner. I'm starting to feel nervous. It's not that soon. There's still a few more days until then. Don't worry, everything will be fine. I feel like a sitting duck that has been thrown into the deep end. Speaking of which, I don't recall any rubber duck toys in the Baths of Okema. It seems like they only have these seagulls? I can't hum it. I don't even remember how the tune goes. It's just a bouncing seals meme. Let's just hope that everything goes well. After all, as someone who's earned the gaze of an eon, you should be able to overcome the trial of a regional god just fine. Oh, the shade. We've also unknowingly gotten used to sleeping with the midday sun shining brightly above our heads. Get some rest, Echo. Perhaps a new phase of our trailblazing expedition in Forest is about to begin. Sure. I already spent my stamina. I already did my weeklies. I also bum rushed the Genshin event that's ending tonight. What was that? Something a few days later at the Vortex of Genesis. Echo the Ornyx's vacant tone and waits. I'm gonna disappear for a moment. I need some water. Tasty water. If you have already made your preparations to become a pillar of Amphorius, please step forward. That's an awfully confident pose. Miss Echo, I'm sorry, but I'm not sure what I should say to help calm your nerves. Right, perhaps something like, as long as you can successfully complete this trial, the rest of the Flame Chase journey will be smooth sailing? No, that sounds a little strange. Don't worry, it won't take up too much of your time. Don't worry, you'll definitely make it back alive. Sorry, it seemed like I made the mood even heavier. In any case, may everything go your way. Alright, Kevin, what about you? Accepting a Titan's trial is a very peculiar experience. I'm afraid that I'm not able to accurately describe it. You can only go and experience it for yourself. I believe that you'll be able to pull it off. What about you? I can still vividly recall when you entered the Vortex of Genesis for the first time. At that time, I could never have imagined a guest from beyond the sky would shoulder the fate of Amphorius. You were trying to kill me! Don't feel burdened. Just like during the trial of strife, Trin and Finon will be waiting for you outside. If something unforeseen were to occur, they'll intervene in the trial and rescue you. May Kefale bless you. Echo and Mem, thank you. Your resolves cannot be questioned. We praise your pure selflessness and courage. May Kefale light your path forward. Get ready to assume Ornyx's divinity, Trailblazer. I'll remember which of the symbols is which. The divine position of Ornyx has already been vacant for some time. We can feel the space of the trial closing. As there isn't much of their soul left, we'll have to complete the ceremony before their soul completely dissipates. Let's begin. The 8th core flame coveted by the miracle that once belonged to the great veil of Evernight Ornyx. It shall now be burdened by the 2 elected heroes of the Crisis Age, the traveler who is upright and courageous, and a sacred beast that invokes miracles. It's also who for me, not that. Wait, I actually can't remember what Mem has done story-wise. Both of you, please come forward. Recite along with us. O Majesty of the 12 times pillars of the world, we seek your divinity to mend the rifts of the world. Fill our bodies with blood and gold till we wither in willing service to the prophecy. I don't think I have gold blood. These are just words meant to make the prayer seem more solemn. Please focus. And surrender the core flame. Wait, what? When did I, like, actually get the core flame? Hold on. Or it's like, oh, we had it, and I'm just the one putting it in, I guess. This isn't gonna work, right? This is not gonna work, right? Right? I'm not even part of Emphor. I'm not even from Emphorius. I always like this effect, though. Onyx, their soul has been waiting for a long time. Perhaps they're also quietly waiting for the arrival of their successor. Wait for it. I love all of you. I look so worried. That doesn't seem appropriate for the current mood, so let's just leave the farewells for next time. Don't worry, Echo, you're tougher than I am, right? Excuse me. Sorry. Well. Let's go, Echo. Let's go, Cyrene. Fade to white. And I'm gone. Traveler from beyond the sky, let us pray that the Titan acknowledges your worthiness. Although Echo loves cracking jokes at inopportune times, her determination is as strong as the crisis is. She'll definitely succeed. While she's away, I'd like to have a chat with you, Aglaya. About... Do all the crisis areas have, like, these marks? I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. Wait. No, am I dumb? Wait. No, Fugue has something like that, sort of, but it's not exactly that. Speak. I'm listening. Oh no, now I won't know. Slap, slap. Wakey, wakey, rise and shine. Wake up, Echo. How is it? How do you feel? Are you able to talk? I think that's amazing too. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hey, it's my routine before I start recording. Sort of. I have such a cute voice. It must be because of all the memories that I collected. They allowed me to grow beyond expectations. Also, listen. The words of the Titans are becoming clearer. Mother. It sounds like Onyx is in pain. Mother. A good son would have known. Oh, okay. It hurts. Have I finally reached the end? Are the years of isolation coming to an end? This is so... me. Onyx, how heartbreaking. Ever since the figure draped in the black coat robbed them of their core flame, they've been relegated to waiting in isolation in such a confined space. We are going to help alleviate their pain, right? Memories broken. Mother, where? Mother? Who are they calling out for? Do I even have my... Oh, well, I do. You, it's you. I remember you. Skyfather has gazed upon you. Akua? Mother is calling for you. The Skyfather refer to Fuli? Wait. I don't know. The Titan's words are indistinct. Each syllable emerging from the mist seems to be cloaked in frost, symbolizing memory. Oh, maybe it is Fuli. I don't know. Skyfather has chosen you. Who is your mother? A majestic voice pierces through the golden mist, reaching the unseen mountain walls in the distance, reflecting, and returning to your ears as an echo. Hey! I've been mentioned! Within the echo, you seemingly could make out the cry of a baby. Mother is no longer responding. I've come to you because of something important. Something important? An important matter. Ornyx, listen to me. Aren't you tired? Throughout the long years, you've always been protecting the fate of Amphoris. Each time people draw strength from within their memories, every single ripple falls onto your shoulders. There's no need for you to bear this any longer, Ornyx. From today onwards, someone else will bear the time on your behalf. This is why we have come. Freedom. Freedom? What is freedom? I want freedom. Oh, poor child, everything will be fine. Let us help you. You can have a good rest now. What's troubling you, big fella? You have potential strength. Willpower, powerful, and tenacious. But you lack something. Just one thing. Lacking something? What is it? What you lack is a future. Huh? I don't have a future? That's why I live in the moment? What future? That's so me! What future? That's why I'm professionally unemployed. That's right, I live in the moment. I don't have a future. I don't feel like picking the funny answer here. Like, she thinks I'm gonna die or something? Future? Traveler from the sky, you should have dissipated already. Oh. The gaze from Skyfather stabilized your form. Why me but not Dan Heng? I mean, like, if I'm supposed to fade, why wouldn't Dan Heng fade? What? Because from the moment you cross the sky, your life is cast away. Right now, you are simply a collection of walking memories. What? How is that possible? Do you mean that I'm already dead? Lala. Whoa. Shinderu. Shinderu. I don't know. Oh. Am I gonna be just, like, ejected? The space is collapsing. Someone must inherit the authority of time, but it cannot be you. If the pillar is lost, the laws of time will collapse. Amphoris will succumb to eternal disorder. What about the trial? Time never compromises, never bears grudges. Time just keeps moving forward. Never forgives, never makes a choice. Child of humanity, Time's mother, Skyfather. Time restrains everything that exists in this world. Ornyx's divinity is dissipating? Is the trial coming to an end? Path Strider of Remembrance, my strength, I shall entrust it to you. Okay, confirmation. The Titan, or like, they, I mean, maybe it was confirmed before, I don't know. But, for me, confirmation that the Titans are actually aware of these, you know, the concepts of the other, that. I mean, it was already alluding to it when we thought that Ornyx saying Skyfather meant Fuli, but this is Ornyx themselves saying Pathstrider of Remembrance. The fate of the world, if you wish to save it, go and find your future that has been stolen. Oh, stolen? Huh? Okay. Even if that means you'll have to cheat death. You'll have to challenge that hand of shadow clasped with unyielding fingers. Is this going to Castorice now, sort of? Before the passing of 15 entry hours, go forth and claim your future. Ah! Instead of black screen with text on it, it's white screen with text. Ah! Ah, my eyes! This is the true trial of time. Ah! It's like the meme of that cat getting blinded. I'm awake? How'd it go? You're finally awake. Did you slap me awake? I'll keep it simple. You succeeded. Ornyx has entrusted you with their divinity. Now you're no different from a demigod of Emphorius. However... Mem has told me about what happened during the trial. They're still explaining things to the others and told me to bring you back to your room to rest first. Ten must be joking, right? I'm sorry, Dunhung. So, what's my superpower? Okay, maybe now I can be funny. For you to be able to say that even now, you're truly impressive. There's something that I've never told you. Oh, what? Now you're keeping secrets from me? What? When we landed on Emphorius, our car was pierced by Nicodor's lance. Do you remember? Back in the ruins of the Abyss, this is what I said. You passed out when our car got hit. I blacked out too, but not before drowning you out. It's a good thing we were in the car or we would have been crushed to pieces. Wait, so did I actually, like, die there? Question mark? Huh? Actually, my account kind of made light of the situation. What actually happened was much more complicated. You were severely injured back then, with several wounds still bleeding profusely. I struggled to carry you out and used the last of my strength to stem the bleeding, but then I was also hit by a falling rock and lost my consciousness. Last time I checked, you weren't breathing, but when I regained consciousness, I saw you were alive and full of energy, so I never brought this up again. So I was killed. Wee! Echo 2.0! Wee! Oops, I hit the wire on the mic. I hope that didn't screw up anything. So you're knocked unconscious by a rock! That's beside the point. I'm not sure whether the gaze of Fuli has anything to do with this matter, but according to the Titan, you are living in the form of a memory right now, just like those objects in the past and the miracles of Ornyx. Perhaps the memory's the anchor rope that ties you to the present. I'd assume they couldn't stray too far from you, but the truth might be the exact opposite. So if I try to leave Mem, like, it won't let me, or I'll just disappear? Celeron, do something! For a while I also thought that Celeron was your life support system, but it seems like this hypothesis has been disproven. It's not time for us to despair yet. There must be a way to save you. Ornyx mentioned finding your stolen future and cheating death. Considering Midas' indestructible body, it seems to suggest that there is some kind of miraculous power in Emphorius that can reverse death. The key seems to lie with the Hand of Shadow, whose whereabouts are unknown. Echo, are you alright? I heard you two talking about Thanatos. Cass is also very concerned about the warning. She has left the vortex and returned to the garden. Shall I go and look for her? Thanatos is the Titan that Cass has always been looking for. Regardless of whether there are any clues, there's probably no one else that understands death better than her. Whoa, wait, hold on. So when we first met Castorice or something, when the fake Nicodor attacked, she said something like, follow me, but like stay 5 paces or something. Five something. Nicodor. Stay behind. Like, I can't remember. Did we actually just ignore that? And then, like, I feel like I remember something about how we just ignored that, and, she was surprised that we weren't affected. Oh, shoot. Stream? Did stream cut out? Okay. YouTube said no connection for a bit. I really don't know if it's my computer, which I feel like is unlikely, or my internet. I feel like Xfinity being dumb is more likely. Okay, whatever. Oh goodness, is it cutting out again? Oh, shoot. OBS just told me briefly unable to connect. I don't know if you can hear this. Is everything back? I hope everything's back okay. Friggin', I don't know what's going on, I'm sorry. Just continue, I guess. Let's do that then, Echo. Oh, that's right, there's something I have to tell you. The Crisis Air already know everything that has happened to you. Those 2 words, I told them everything. Please don't hate me, okay? Snore. Hello, incoming viewers. Thank you for joining the stream. Just getting on to Honkai Star Rail 3.2 story quest. A week late. Miss Echo, I'm right here. You hear soft steps coming closer, one step at a time. Please stay there and slowly turn around. Eh? For some reason, you feel you have seen this scene before. You want to turn your head, but you glimpse a dash of purple brushing past your face. Then a chill seeps through your skin, spreading into your veins. Thump thump, your heartbeat begins to slow. Remembering your death experience, you gotta stay on guard. At this moment, I just want to close my eyes. Hey, we didn't. Wait, we did choose the joke ending, right? Wait, no, we didn't choose to lie to Aglaya. We chose the joke ending afterwards. This moment, I just want to close my eyes. Aside from your vision, your senses grow more acute. You feel the presence of a purple sea. And then, please pardon me. A subtle fragrance of an unnamed flower fills your senses, its sweetness making you forget the need to breathe. So it's like, I don't actually die from her touching me? Okay. You realize you're still alive. No, to be more precise, your death was not thorough. The coldness of the initial touch dispersed as quickly as it came, and replacing it is a touch of fingertips and a tremble born of trepidation that originated from a certain lanky arm. Her quivering finger gently brushed against her cheek, causing a faint tickle. She's surprised. I'm not dead! Just as expected, I cannot feel anything. She can't feel me dying. Am I really dead? You're invading my personal space. Back at the Grove, I was puzzled as to why you're not affected by my curse. Oh, so it was at the Grove or something. I don't know. Wait, I caught her, right? She got knocked back and I caught her, right? I thought that it might have been the special ability of a traveler from beyond the sky. Never did I expect that this would be the true reason. Because I'm already dead. I'm sorry, I should have noticed that something was amiss earlier. Miss Echo, if my abrupt behavior just now offended you, I hope you can forgive me. I'm just thinking, if your soul hasn't really left her body, as a mortician, I might be able to trace where it's gone to. Cass, did you find anything? My apologies, not as of yet. Perhaps I've overestimated my capabilities. But Miss Echo, would you be willing to let me try again? This time I'll increase this area of contact slightly. Perhaps the result might be different this time. There's no harm in trying again. I won't die, right? I've never touched the living in this way before. If my actions are in any way disrespectful, I hope you can forgive me. Castorice once again places her palm on your face. Her shivers calm somewhat this time. Discover something? I seem to have caught a glimpse of something. Your soul is currently roaming someplace and cannot find a way to escape. But perhaps it might not be a bad thing. If your soul is still wandering around, it means that we still have time. We have a chance to find it before the fingers of Thanatos sweep everything away. Clues, just a few more. I need more guidance. Huh? Find something? The connection has been severed. With my strength, I'm not able to trace it. Uh-oh. It was me, I was a little too hasty. Don't worry, Miss Echo. Although we currently have no leads, I'll do my best to search for the whereabouts of Thanatos. Bring back the core flame and personally return to you the life that you have lost too soon. I know that I'm lacking in confidence, but I hope that you can keep this promise of mine in mind. Before I manage to deliver on this promise, please do your best to hang on. Amphorius needs you. I'll do my best. Lady Aglaya and Lord Flanon are currently discussing some matters in the baths. They're worried about you, too. If possible, please go there and let them know that you're well. Although I don't actually know whether your current situation can be described as well. Also, please accept this Styxian fable. Reading can help one to focus and relax. I hope that reading this can help you tide through this difficult period. No! I disappear! Wait, it loaded too quickly. It put my mouse back. I reappear. They're here. Okay, I said that you definitely wake up. How do you feel? She can even take the pulse of someone who's dead? That's the medical prowess of the Twilight Courier. Amazing, isn't it? You've completed the trial of time, and I have to admit the process went better than I expected. Even in the end, the Titan's heart still showed a soft spot for humankind. However, I never expected that two people who cheated death would appear in Okama at the same time. That's what we've been talking about. My day has been in Okama for such a long time, but no one has ever thought to study his indestructible... Has no one ever thought to study his indestructible body? If there are even any minor breakthroughs, we wouldn't be as clueless as we are right now. Many have had this idea, but so far there have been no results. If it were successful, Thanatos wouldn't have disappeared without a trace. Nevertheless, now's not the time for us to give up. At the very least, we can still see a glimmer of hope. A cipher. If anyone in this world knows about the whereabouts of death, it would be her. I kind of want to pull for Cipher, but at the same time, the Fate collab is coming up. It's like, I'm pulling for Castorice too. Cipher is like 3.3, Fate collab is 3.4. Not enough. I was hoping it'd be 3.5. Not that it really needs Cipher. I mean, Jiao Cho would probably still work better for Acheron, but I'm not pulling for Jiao Cho. I'll try and get her to return to Okama, but do be prepared for a less than ideal outcome. Please understand that throughout the history of Amphorius, no one has ever managed to escape the clutches of death. At the end of time, Thanatos silently awaits all. Thanks. Is this supposed to be comforting? Don't take it to heart, Echo. After all, you've already created countless miracles along the way, right? But before that, just... What's wrong, Aglaya? Omens always come in pairs. A tiny air current will eventually brew into a storm that tears the sky apart. It's Anaxagoras. He has initiated contact with the Council of Elders. Oh dear. In the end, it has still come down to this. I earnestly hope that your assessment of him is accurate, Flanon. Otherwise, the efforts of my teacher and I over the past millennium might be reduced to dust because of that great performer. Anaxagoras' POV. Not long ago. Okay. I'm back here again. I remember this dream. This realm is covered with silk-like fog, and the land is barren and harsh. The crowd of travelers leave tracks everywhere. Hey, excuse me. What is this place? Where in Emphorius are we? Is this the land of death from, that Castorice is affiliated with, sort of? The letters of the traveler are in a language that I'm unable to comprehend. Or perhaps they're just distracted and ignored my question. Tell me, which titan reigns over this land and how do I find them? Hand of Shadow. Oh. Yep. Hand of Shadow. Thanatos? Could this be possibly another realm? That's what it's called. I'd forgotten. Not another realm. Then where is this? River of Souls? The outskirts of another realm? Are you heading downstream toward another realm? Another realm. Nothing but an illusion. Titan rejects you. Me. Listen. What? The traveler lifts their wrinkled fingers and remains silent. They look in the direction they are pointing and listen closely. There, a massive shadow brought the sound of rushing tides. The sound of tides? I can hear it. I hear it, deep within the tides beyond the closed gates of the void world. A voice about to recount something. Child of humanity. Hey, it's Circe's. Is it death's embrace you yearn for with such urgency? Oh, he's dreaming. Or something. Welcome back. Oh, you have awoken. Welcome back to the mortal realm. Your consciousness is dissipating much faster than I expected. Ultimately, it seems like the Titan's core flame is incompatible with the mortal body. How much longer can my consciousness remain in the mortal realm? In my estimation, at best you'll see 15 more entry hours. He's gonna die in 2 weeks! Let's go! That's not a good thing. 15 days and nights. What is it? Are you finally starting to become attached to the mortal world now? On the contrary, 15 days feel a little too long for solving a singular problem. Stop giggling. It's time for us to go. The messenger from the Council of Elders is almost here. Let me ask you one more question. Are you really planning to betray Aglaya's will? Well, betrayal is there to speak of when I was never loyal to her to begin with. What about that white-haired student of yours, acting so recklessly? Do you not care about what might happen to him? It will be a price to pay for blind faith. This is also a lesson for Finon. You truly are a strict teacher. Dear mother, you granted me life. Which was that? A ritual. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Of course, this is how I've always been. What did I give me? What? Oh. Huh? Wait, what? I'm confused. Okay, whatever. What's this? No! The bug! It's okay. I don't have a tracker. Not that I need one, because it's not really open world, so it's easier to deal with. Sorry to keep you waiting, Lord Anaxagoras. Who is you? What in the frick? It's one of Victor's people. Just kidding. The hollow version of Victor's thing. It's been a while, Lord Anaxagoras. I greet you on behalf of all the citizens of Okama and express my deepest regret about what happened at the Grove of Epiphany. It's you. I never expected that you would personally come and meet me. By Kefale and Talenton above, I have come as a testament to the just of the Council of Elders. There are there are Antikytherans here. They have been a rare sight ever since the Crisis War. I extend to you my utmost respect, revered Titan. I am Lycurgus, though you may call me Lygus, holding an honorary position within the Council of Elders in Okama, and as the Theoros, I stand to protect the right of all upright citizens to express themselves freely. You can see them too? I know about you. We Antikytherans perceive the world through the amplitude and frequency of souls. Just as I am conscious that Lady Gly is secretly listening in on a private meeting from afar, if necessary, Lord Anaxagoras, I can sever the golden thread to protect your fundamental rights. The demigod should know better, for such is her station. Spare those poor threads, and just let her listen to my words. They shall serve only to unveil her own folly. May I interpret this as you having a countermeasure? I need not any plan, because she can do nothing than petty espionage. As the Citizens' Assembly approaches, and with Ornyx's fall, any attempt to capture the core flame within me will only usher chaos and calamity, a truth she undoubtedly comprehends. While I, Anaxagoras, serving as the Grove's special envoy to the Citizens' Assembly, have long known the extent of your abilities. Let's forego the formality of asserting authority, Lord Lygus. Lead the way. Very well. Surely Lady Canis would appreciate such assertiveness in an ally. He's been waiting. Follow me, please. Where? Where? Is there something on your mind, Lord Anaxagoras? Nothing really. It's just a question that I contemplate every time before I ascend Dawncloud. For the Titans, does the falling equate to death? Pondering truly deep. Time is on our side. Do you mind sharing your reflections with me? While all living beings must ultimately face their demise, Kefali has yet to meet theirs. The journey continues unhurriedly along this long path. Are you suggesting that Kefali may not have truly passed? Yes, for dying implies an ongoing process. An action, whereas death signifies a static state, a definitive termination. In contrast to mortals, Titans exist on a grander scale of space and time, thus elongating their passage into death. The notion of their fall is but a misinterpretation born of mortal ignorance. An intriguing concept, a bit challenging to substantiate. After all, Kefali has maintained a profound silence ever since the era of Erasa, while scholars and priests alike have conveyed the message of the gods' imminent fall. Perhaps the gods, in their arrogance, deemed it beneath them to reveal their perspectives to mortals. Could you elaborate on your statement? Castorice, the kin of the Sky Father, as recounted of the myths, now resides within my brain. Were I to inquire, Kefali would have no cause to refuse. Oh. I'm just narrating. This is kind of going over my head. Kind of. That could very well be true, but what if the world-bearing Titan still chooses to remain silent? In that case, the myths crafted by the people of Emphorius are nothing more than pitiful jests. It's worth a try, I believe, and I'd love to witness the fruits of your theory and the change it may bring to this imperiled world. Because I completely concur with you on this aspect. If the Titan has indeed met their end, any response from them would be impossible. Oh. Is this Kefali? What perfect timing. Or is that something for the Council of Elders? Oh. The children of humanity have indeed created a spectacle. Welcome to Dawncloud. The atmosphere carries a greater sense of solemnity than the mundane clamor of the Marmoreal Palace, with entry permitted only to the invited. Only esteemed beings grace this place, and among them I've received priests, scholars, warriors, and now we even have the honor to be in the presence of a Titan. What a joyous occasion. Once deemed a blasphemer, now a surrogate for revered divinity. The honor should rightfully be mine, shouldn't it? I'll notify Canis and the others of your arrival. Kindly wait a moment, a soldier will be here to guide you shortly. In the meanwhile, you are welcome to explore the vicinity, but kindly remain the guard's view. Delaying the crucial meeting something none of us wish to see, I presume. I'm well aware of Canis' method, there's no need to emphasize that. As you wish, your cooperation is much appreciated. Alas, I'd hoped for a brilliant plan from you, but it turns out you just left one cage to enter another. I like her voice. Save your concerns, I know very well what I'm doing. Double agent thing, I don't know. I shall depart to explore the surroundings then. How far can you move away from him anyway? Now that I look around, I wonder if there's any murals bearing my portrait around here. I'm quite intrigued to see how the children of humanity beyond the grove perceive another Titan. Off you go. I won't be joining you. Kira, just looking at how the statue that the people of Kira built of her. This Titan appears to be quite at ease. I should investigate the Council of Elders' recent activities first. Be aware, I can hear you perfectly from here. Got him. Got him, GG's. You thought? Well, I hear. Alright. Hey, blasphemous scholars can come here, it seems. Box! Looks like my presence here is quite unwelcome. Who cares? Huh, and Exagros? I thought you had died to the Black Tide, just like the other scholars. As Kefali's priest, are you not aware of the decorum of respecting the dead? Surely you jest. You blasphemous heretics are not worthy of respect from the supreme being. Let me remind you that you're currently in Dawnglad, so you had better keep your deranged language to yourself. I'm no longer that altar servant from years ago who would only acquiesce to the commands of others. No, I have plenty of ways to deal with people like you. I'm not sure whether I should laugh or cry or not. I can't believe that a follower such as you could have been made by Creation Titan. Oof. Oof. As I see it, a dead Titan can't provide you with this level of confidence, right? Then who is it exactly? Could it be Canis? You. Oh, very, very wizened. Seeing how fond of you Elder Kindness is, I shall let that slide for now. Leave immediately and don't impede from us receiving the Supreme Being's blessings. Seeing as we're able to hear this matter from the mouths of others, it seems that Kindness is indeed quite sincere toward us. Perhaps this affair will proceed smoother than I had anticipated. Oh my, what a thrilling confrontation, as expected of one of Kefali's followers. Are you praising or insulting him? Praising him, of course. As a believer of the God of Deliverance, it is only natural that he detests evil. Didn't you hear me? I asked you to leave. Go as far away from here as possible. Don't mutter to yourself like some sort of madman and disturb my meditation. You're just standing there, though, in front of the puzzle. Pa! I missed. Professor Anaxa, over here. No! Box? Professor Anaxa, word is it that the scholars of the Grove valiantly perished resisting the Black Tide to find you here safe and sound. Thank the fates. You could say it's the fates toying with us. It's only the Kremnons and Idonians who chase glory through death, but your survival is a victory in itself. I'd settle for that, gladly. So, we're here to report the incident to the Council. I heard that after the Black Tide swallowed the Grove, Okama would be next in line, even with a demigod of strife standing alongside humankind. Tell me, how much does the Council of Elders know about the Black Tide? Once Kindness and her followers learned of Cersei's and Ornix's fall, they proclaimed in the Council that the Flame Chasers could no longer stand against the calamity alone. Yet, when the Crown Prince ascended to godhood and repelled the Black Tide, she immediately altered her tune, declaring that all was resolved beyond Okama, with the only remaining menace now being Aglaia and her adherents. They might well make their move at the upcoming Citizens' Assembly. No surprises there. Those shifty opportunists. Thank you for your honesty, virtuous student. Being an opportunist could very well be a facet of wisdom. Shouldn't you be searching for miracles of yourself? I've had enough of your prattling. I was really curious to see how you'd find the middle ground between both factions, so I came to listen in. But it seems as though this kindness is much more ruthless than Aglaya. If so, why do you want to work with her? Could it be, perhaps, that you've decided to readily surrender this hollow shell of yours just because you feel like death is fast approaching? I'm afraid you'll be sorely disappointed if that's what you truly think. I've had enough of this. Could the 15th entry hour arrive any faster? Could crap. Might be a great tree. Something. Every plant, every tendril, no, even every leaf could be the embodiment of Castorice. As a result, mere mortals who do not know what the Titan actually looked like chose to paint them as a giant tree instead. Their wisdom was portrayed as fruit to symbolize how they shared knowledge equally among the masses. Such exquisiteness, indeed. This mural is quite abstract. I really can't tell whether you're praising or demeaning yourself. Now, I'm quite curious whether the reason Titan has studied figures of speech before. Yeah, of course I find such stylistic devices interesting. For all we know, this could be the answer to the question. What exactly are we? For one, I'm not willing to admit that I could look this ugly. Was this the reason why you failed in your attempt to refine my soul when you were ambushed at the grove? Since you're aware of this, why'd you save me back then? From my perspective, this point alone was enough to separate you from the average person. How do two lunatics coexist in the same brain? Therefore, it seems that your journey to Dawnflood this time is not just to seek protection. What, then, is the intention behind your actions? Your entire plan is stored in my memory, so why don't you look there? Then, don't mind if I do. 1 year old, 2 years old. She's actually going through it like she's going through a labeled file cabinet or something. Oh my, even a member of the prominent Seven Sages must hug his Droma's dolls to sleep? How interesting. That's enough. How unusual, your soul is actually trembling. This must mean that behind this toy hides a secret that nobody knows, right? I like this person. I like this Titan. Since our days are both numbered, I don't mind telling you more about it. This is a present that my sister gave to me. It's a doll that was made to look like our family pet. So, there are other members in your family, eh? Are they also living in Okama? They're dead. I don't actually know, maybe. I just love to pick through my brain. Go on, continue, flipping through my memories. It won't take long. You'll discover the answer when you reach the memories of when I was 5. Black tide is everywhere. I can't bear to look. When I was young, I couldn't accept this outcome either. Jorio, Sakula, Kefale, and you, of course, although I prayed every time that I could think of how my efforts were ultimately futile. Could this be the inception of your research into alchemy? Indeed it was. Everything started from that verdant courtyard of yours. When I was pursuing my education there, I naturally also came to learn of Thalas's theory as well. Oh, I remember that person. He was the one who came up with the concept of souls, right? Not only that, he also believed that life, as well as composition, movement, and transformation of matter, all stem from souls themselves. This is why I thought that. Since all living things stem from the same origin, why could I not sacrifice myself in order to resurrect my nearest and dearest? Getting an Anaxa backstory. Anaxa, you. I did it, teacher. But this is absolute blasphemy. Regardless of how much freedom the grove provides, such an act could cause you to be burned at the pyre. Your beloved, where is she now? Send her away from the grove at once to a place where nobody will ever be able to find her. Otherwise, the both of us will be judged by the council of the Seven Sages. Oh, she brought someone back. Human alchemy is taboo. Full Metal Alchemist. I never actually read the series or watched it. I only watched clips. Calm down, teacher. My sister, she's still not in the mortal realm, even to this day. What do you mean? It was naive of me to think that I could snatch the deceased from Thanos' grip by merely sacrificing one eye. Oh, so that's how we got rid of... That's how his eye is gone. Equivalent exchange. All I received for that price was but an opportunity to see her one final time. Nothing more. Let it go, Anaxa. As one of my best students, I cannot watch you go down the wrong path without doing anything to stop it. Never do something taboo ever again. Don't disappoint the deceased and never harm yourself. If you can do that, this classroom will still be yours and you'll have a chance to live out your own life. Since I was able to see her one last time, I have no other desires. You're right, teacher. It's time for me to start a new life. I'm sincerely glad for you, child. Now, what topic would you like to study? I wish to continue the Thalassus research. Continue the research into souls? But you know that the Grove has long since understood this philosophy like the back of their hands. Even if you continue digging into this subject, your efforts will likely be futile. No, teacher. After my fleeting glimpse of the deathly fog, I finally understood a single truth. Since ancient days, our understanding of souls is but the tip of the iceberg. I may have lost an eye, but my view of the world has become clearer than ever. I grasp the truth with my bare hands. Watch as I turn this farcical, I assume that's how you pronounce it, world upside down. Who would have thought that such a secret lay concealed beneath that hefty eye patch of yours? However, the story doesn't seem to be connected to your plan. In fact, I'd say they aren't related at all. The answer lies within my tale. If even you cannot understand it, perhaps you should relinquish the divinity of reason to me. After all, it'd be a waste for you to hold on to it. My story ends here. Now it's time for you to tell me your secret. After all, what is this equivalent? This is what equivalent exchange means, correct? As expected, you laid a trap for me to step into. Unfortunately, even if I was willing to talk about my past, I may not know more about it than you do. Oh? Are you saying that the renowned Reasentine is now admitting a lack of wisdom? Your followers are going to be sorely disappointed by this. A child of humanity, remember this. Being cognizant of one's ignorance is the greatest wisdom of all. Isn't that what Ratio was like saying? Maybe Veritas, Ratio, and Cersei could be best buds. Now I understand. No wonder you asked me to answer your random nonsensical questions. Not only that, you're the only one who can shed light on my query. As the saying goes, onlookers see the most clearly. Is that so? Lord Anaxa. I saw you muttering to yourself and was wondering whether you're caught in a delirium of reflective thought. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but time is of the essence. Got him, GG's. I have a message from Lord Lygus. Lady Kindness has met up with the Council of Elders and is awaiting your arrival, so please depart forthwith. It's finally time. Kefar, the one who created the world and the one who bears the world. If you truly have not met your end, how will you answer the challenges of those who defy you? I didn't expect you to agree to Lady Kindness's invitation. What a wonderful turn of events. To tell you the truth, there are many people who hold grudges against that Lady Goldweaver. Isn't that the Jonas draped in finery? Avoid his gaze. I don't acquaint myself with blasphemers. Don't worry, he's too full of pride to pay any attention. Your nickname is Dromus as well? You must really like those creatures. There's a bug. Where is it? Where's the bug? Oh. I don't understand the point of this. You can just literally just pull it to the end. And it's literally always the same thing anyway. A student of Empedocles? I heard that his views run counter to the Venerationists. This is what being a scholar is about. A collision of ideas only occurs when there are differences in beliefs, and it is such collisions that lead to progress. Lord Lygus and Lady Kindness are just ahead. I'll take my leave for now. Welcome to the Demigod Council, esteemed guests. Heh? Demigod Council? Aren't you just people, regular people though? Lord Anaxagoras, I've heard so much about you. Head of the most forest of the Grove of Epiphany, notorious blasphemer, a crisis heir who bears Cersei's core flame and survival of the rogue calamity. Did I miss anything? If so, please be so kind as to enlighten me. Since Lady Kindness is already well acquainted with me, I won't waste any effort introducing myself again. But then again, perhaps the customs are different here. Back in my hometown, there is a form of etiquette known as honoring guests. The host will welcome their guests with warm hospitality by treating them to fine wine and a cozy bed. And yet, ever since I arrived, I have not been welcomed with warm courtesy or ceremonial gifts. Instead, I am met with intense scrutiny. Even more absurd, the host has sharpened their blade and instructed their servants to lie in wait in the shadows. Perhaps you intend to cut open my heart, retrieve the core flame, and then hold a grand feast for all the guests? Everyone stand down. Thank you for understanding. I am but a feeble scholar who is not used to the stench of avarice and blood. Okay, I'll hate them. No need to be humble, my lord. From my perspective, your courage and gumption are worthy of the reputation of the Seven Sages. Your bravery is more than adequate to accommodate our perilous endeavor. So, you wish to start a war? Well, since crisis heirs are calling for war, we will respond in kind. Conflict is inevitable. Since Aglayan endeavors to suppress their virtuous comrades with blood of gold, we'll not hesitate to display the rice and metal that the citizens of Okima are so entitled to. They're calling for war? What? Huh? How is Flame Chase Journey this? Endeavors to suppress the virtuous commoners with blood gold. Like, I don't... Like, obviously she's against her, but I don't see that viewpoint. I don't know. As to your question of whether peace is still a viable option, well, to that I can only say this. Everything hinges on the next citizens' assembly, and whether they have a sudden epiphany amid the clamor of the masses. And since you, a crisis heir, accepted our invitation, you have indeed given us a glimmer of hope. What brazen arrogance. What you're saying right now is worlds apart from what you were saying before you retired your cleaners. I don't deny it. After all, they're responsible for cleaning up any threats, and just a moment ago you were on the side of the crisis heirs. But now that you're an ally of ours, we can continue talking somewhere else. As you know, these walls have ears. I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to discuss a treatise about the venerationists with your teacher, Empedocles. It seems you subscribe to Nesforus instead, Lord Anaxa. I've heard that the school of thought is one with many detractors. It's normal for ideas to have supporters. Okay. Welcome back to the hub of the Demigod Council, Lord Anaxagoras. Surely you remember that countless eloquent orators have stood this spot before and emerged victorious by stoking public sentiment with their words. And yet there have also been innumerable blasphemous philosophers who set themselves up for failure because they refuse to defend their actions. This tiny stage is the most profound embodiment of Okema in centuries. In 15 days, this site shall also be the most important, as well as the final turning point in Okema's history. May the both of us carry out our duties with honor and lead the masses back toward the era Crisis, a golden age with no death, strife, or trickery. I don't know about you, but I think in most games when some character is talking about trying to make the world a better place by getting rid of death and all that stuff, usually that's not what's presented as like the good side, and because it's usually also involves all this other crap. Oh my, 15 days and nights. That perfectly aligned to the date of your demise. Could such a coincidence truly exist? Using death to prove myself fits my intentions perfectly. A strong conviction you have. As expected of the hero who dared to stand up to the Gold Weaver. As expected, she misunderstands you. That's enough. Lady Kindness, dispense with the niceties. I only accepted your invitation so that I can serve the comrades alongside the members of the Council of Elders. Don't test my patience with such superfluous formalities. You say that now, but surely you require my aid as well, so that you can stay alive, even when being pursued by the Golden Thread. You worry too much. She won't show her hand too freely, as she still needs to garner support from the masses at the Citizens' Assembly. Even someone like me can tell that only a sliver of her humanity remains. Surely you're not asserting that she'll definitely act in a rational manner. As you're no doubt aware, Aglaya covets the core flame that I possess, which makes the bargaining chip that allows me and the rest of you to negotiate with her. However, in return, I'll need the Council of Elders to support me as much as possible. Naturally, this includes the guards as well. You're well aware how valuable Circe's core flame will be in the era crisis that you're desperately pursuing. Talk is cheap, so you'd better act prudently as well. I understand. After all, this battle of wits is just the means for each party to acquire what they need. As long as your request is reasonable, the Council of Elders never shortchanges its allies. Since you're both intent on mutual cooperation, let's not mince words and just speak plainly to each other. Let's decide how much we can secure for ourselves and how much we're willing to sacrifice, like true philosophers, with our words and wisdom. Let's begin. Continuing from the earlier topic, let us discuss our common enemy, Aglaya. She is the second most experienced crisis era across the whole of Okema, who has gradually lost her humanity to the ravages of time and the ablation of the core flame. A formidable opponent indeed. Admittedly, there is ample reason for her to take her life, yet your previous reasoning is quite sound. As a seasoned political animal, it's unclear whether she will actually cross that irreversible boundary. Moreover, she still needs you alive so that the Titan's trial can be completed. Is there anyone present who can swear by the sacred vow of Kefale and guarantee that you weren't in league with that woman before coming here? Are you just trying to pull the wool over her eyes and aid her in that savagery? She is prepared to execute me. She just needs vassals who will do her bidding without question. I don't know. I believe you're aware of Castorice the Executioner. Long before I returned to Okema, Aglaya had already dispatched her to monitor me. If I weren't able to reach this place in time, I would have been forced to meet with Thanatos first. As compared to a comprehensive plan with uncertain results, if you decide to cut open my chest and remove the core flame, wouldn't that settle her nerves even more? Everything is in place. She just needs the right timing. I understand what you mean. At the very least, both of us agree that this tyrant who wallows in extravagance and greed is the greatest threat to achieving peace in Okema. The Council of Elders is willing to defend your right to live, just as we defend every oppressed citizen. However, I regret to say that sentiments in favor of the crisis heirs in Aglaya are only growing in magnitude. The peace that we are aspiring toward, as well as everything we hold dear, will be destroyed completely. The city will be burned to ashes and the citizens' blood will be shed. Tell me, what are you willing to do for our esteemed citizens so that they can vanquish the enemies of our fine city? Garnering my support is equivalent to garnering the support of the entire grove. I'll be the one to shatter Aglaya's self-righteousness. I don't know. I mean, how much of the grove is left? I don't know. Aglaya's authoritarianism, conceit, and arrogance have granted her unfettered control for the most part, yet these traits are also her greatest weakness. If I can render her helpless by forcing her to experience the agonizing pain of betrayal, I am certain she will never recover from such a setback. But she's already aware that, like, well, it was fine on her side, but surely Aglaya is also aware that, Anaxagoras was never on her side. Surely you don't believe that such tiny betrayal would be enough to push her to her wit's end? No. What's more, there are many who remain silent, merely watching to see how much chaos I can unleash. Not to mention, you know full well that the crisis era has never been a united front. In the name of Kefale, Okema thanks you for your sincere and valuable thoughts. At this stage, it's clear that you and I understand the benefits to be won from this discussion. Let me put it plainly. The Council of Elders has always been renowned for its fairness, and that fairness is built on a foundation of sincerity. The Council of Elders has vowed to all citizens of Okema that it will always remain loyal to them. As for you, my lord, how will you guarantee that you will be able to live up to such earnestness and will not betray Okema's indomitable citizens when the opportunity presents itself, just as you now betray Aglaya when it suits you? How absurd. My loyalty is unquestionable. Surely you jest. My loyalty does not need to be proven. The fact that the Council of Elders is asking me for proof of my loyalty is itself akin to a form of betrayal. I'm incredibly honored to have witnessed the both of you bury the hatchet in a civilized manner. However, I'm afraid that I must interrupt for a brief moment. As the Theoros, I have observed the following. Lady Aglaia, the Gold Weaver, is currently on her way to Dawncloud. Oh, well, I do believe that we might have a slight overabundance of guests today. Feeling dissatisfied, Lady Kindness, despite the Council of Elders' lofty residence in Dawncloud, and must still tolerate the whims of the crisis heirs. So you're holding back just now? Seems like you're better at playing this game than I. In any case, I'm glad she's arriving here. So tell me, Anaxagoras, now that you're an ally of mine, if Aglaia were to demand that I hand you over, what should I do? You can do as she says. Tell her that the Council of Elders merely wished to chat with me and had no intention of offending her. However, by doing so, the authority of the Council of Elders will be as thin as papyrus that has been soaked in blood. Not only can it be destroyed at the slightest touch, but the Council of Elders also lose possession of a valuable core flame. No, more like two core flames. After all, at the next Citizens' Assembly, that young lady who is synonymous with death will also be standing on our side. Eh? Oh? How can you be sure of that? Is that of importance to you? All you need to know is that I have a plan. In my opinion, you should be more worried about the impending threat. If Aglaia sees me in full view of the masses today, she could also dismiss the entire Council of Elders in one fell swoop. If that happens, the discussion that we just had will turn into an utter joke instead. Oh. WNW15-A. Is... Wise? I don't know who else uses pink hand waving. Thanks for joining the stream. Yes, hi. Your arrival has caused me to start dying. Frick. I need water. Yeah, I don't recognize that tag. I only thought it was you because W and pink hand. Anyway. I don't drink tap water, no. Okay. Continuing on. Is this the outcome that you wish to see, Lady Kindness? Fine, I'll handle this matter appropriately. But you do best to remember this. Full of people in karma will be on your tail. I'll look over it this time, but don't count it on there being a next time. Unless, of course, you crave cruel punishment and consider suffering the perfect state to ponder the true nature of souls. Well, what do you know? That happens to be one of my rare talents. We shall see, then. I forgot to say that you managed to really impress me again, but shouldn't you be going after more? I don't know what I'm after, huh? I mean, I'm the reason Titan after all. It is in me to ask and seek answers. Easy there, you'll learn the answer soon enough. I didn't bring it up with her purely because she doesn't have the means to give me what I truly want. So as they say, onlookers see the most clearly. A true master of Dawncloud has always been Theoros, who watches over everything. An expected visitor. Welcome, once again. I only just realized that these things are hands, arms. You know, you could actually skip all the pointless debate and come straight to me to seek an audience with Kefale. I have no reason to refuse you, do I? You may not, but Kindness has. Whoever gets hold of Kefale's core flame will get to rule over Okama. She's wary of me, so naturally I had to gain her trust. I would say that debate was not at all pointless. Very true. In my view, this individual has gone to great lengths to get close to Kefale. He might very well be plotting something nefarious against the Titan. Are you still willing to let him pass knowing this? Yes, very much so. All living creations are free to visit Kefale's transcendent vessel. This comes with being the world bearer. How convenient is it to be able to hear what they say? It is truly my honor to speak to a venerated titan in person. Please, go on ahead. Let me join you both on this journey. A bygone myth tells of an occasion where Kefali once answered their followers' questions on the peak of the holy mountain. Their followers have since believed that scaling this titan cliff is one way of being with the god. Oh no, they did the annoying thing. They made the NPC run slower than my run, but faster than the walk. Ah, crap. Somebody should sing me a hymn of praise. Hear that? It is not every day that you get to climb a mountain with Cersei. You should sing me a hymn of praise. Titan hymns are beyond me. Box? No, my box! Go ahead. Take this Janus shortcut, and the long pilgrimage stairway will be waiting for you at its end. I have to admit I never expected you to ask me anything, not even my motive. Because I know you very well what it is you're after. As the saying goes, a gentleman helps others achieve their goals. I have a feeling that your theory will be validated at the end of this journey. I believe Kefali will not deprive you of your right to ask your question, especially now that you're on the brink of death. You must be closer to Kefali than anyone else. Wouldn't you agree? I hope things go as you say then. Is this where he proclaims that the sky is fake? Putting a child of justice into a farcical world is bound to turn it upside down. It is my hope that you bring much needed change to this world, which is on the brink of destruction. Give me my box, thank you. Another one of these pointless things! It takes forever! Honestly, this is my first time going up to Dawn Cloud's Peak. What a splendid view. Isn't it about time you recognize the magnificence of us Titans? Well, I don't see how this place is different from those temples in the city. All they have are magnificent facades. And even though I've come this far, I'm still doubtful about getting useful clues from him. I must be getting ahead of myself to be expecting to hear something nice from you. Oh? Haven't you been in my head for some time now? It's high time you get used to how I feel about things. Alright, we're just a short hike away from Kefali. No time to waste here. Irk. Stop dying! So, the intellectual debate from earlier was too draining for you, huh? If Emphorius gets a new lease on life, you should focus on strengthening your body and stop shirking social interactions. Save your concern. No fancy, no witty comeback here. The Titan is in sight. Can you make it? Why? Are you gonna carry me up if I were to fall now? I know how far I can go. Just hold your tongue and come along. Fine, then. I guess I won't say anymore. I'll just wait till your soul dissipates completely to gain control of your body. Wait, who is that? Cersei's? Another one? Hey, look at that. Hmm? What should I be looking at? Hey, it's not there anymore. Am I hallucinating? Or do we even get to... do we even get to see souls when we're close to dying? I am the fast. Who that guy? Oh, why didn't you bring your favorite spear with you on this trip? Nias. Oh, right, that guy. Nias? I know I've heard this name somewhere. Huh, that's unfortunate. The Black Tide destroyed every last inch of my calyx. How could that be? Even a creation of Giorios from their prize doors in molten fire couldn't escape the fate of destruction. Hey, Cersei, do you know a certain Nias? Nias? No, not that I remember. How do you even think up of such a strange name? I just saw him, Nias, a warrior-like figure who was just chatting with you here. No, I have no such memory. Could you be hallucinating? Maybe. This is a departed spirit? Do it again. Oh. There's a pilgrimage platform down below. Box? I say as I break a bunch of other things. You two again. Enough about me. Did chaos ever apply to you? Well, regrettably. Seems like the price of becoming a demigod is a lot heftier than we thought. Chaos? Demigod? Huh? I'm confused. I've never heard of this person. Which Titan's authority did he inherit? On the bright side, no, yes. Since we've come all this way, I doubt he'd snub his old friends, would he? Let's just say... Let's just hope we mean as much as the world to him. Hey, are you seeing that same hallucination again? Yes, it's still you and Nias, but now you're talking about a certain Chaos. I'm guessing he's one of your companions? She doesn't recognize the name either. Chaos? This name sounds just as strange to me. Never mind, I think I know what this is about. If things are as I thought, then they aren't hallucinations, but the souls of people. What? What if those souls, those are the souls of the dead, then what am I? Beats me. For all I know, you're just an illusion I conjured up in my dying moments. He's got a smirk. He's trying to get back at her or something. He's trying to be smug. Let's just keep going. As long as I take in more sights and hear more stories. Know your limits. One or two far among the dead, and even I might not be able to save you. I'm fine. Meh. Meh, meh, meh. Meh. Wait, what? Oh, what? What? I don't need that right now, do I? I'll use that later. Box! Cut off the thing again. Can you keep going? Of course, I'm just... If I knew we had to climb a mountain, I wouldn't have come along with you. Come on, you're a Titan, come on, right? Right? I guess this also counts as one aspect of the world-bearing burden. If Employers does have a next life, you may want to get your body in shape. Ooh. Keep your sarcasm to yourself. Speaking to a Titan like that, ooh. Assuming it is actually Circe's. I'm not getting anything of value from them. Hello, incoming viewers. Thank you for joining the stream. I would sooner throw myself off this cliff and hit rock bottom than exercise even a little. Alright. I am Calypso of the eminent Seven Sages. After all, training would make me no different from those Alcalithist barbarians. Calypso? She's one of the Seven Sages, a member of the Grove? I mean, yeah, Circe did introduce herself to us as Calypso, but it's like, did Circe just take over Calypso's body, or what? No, she can't be. I would know her name if she really were one of the Seven Sages. Hey, Circe, does the name Calypso ring a bell? She's not there. She's gone? Doesn't matter, I can do this myself. Looks like I'm nearly there now, the land of the dead. A beautiful old world. Where are you now? Where are you, Circes? The legendary era Chryse, return to the mortal realm. Splendid gods once walked the paths we walk. Alas, all that's left of that warmth is a hazy mirage. Why are you chanting that too? Okay. We're finally here, so I don't get to ask the Titan my question, but all of you make for a pleasant surprise nonetheless. Very well then. Let me uncover the truth for myself. Is this where he claims the sky is fake? Stop dying! Did I still fail to make it in time? Hmm? You're only supposed to die in 15 days, come on. So I'm back here again. This is something on my eye. I can hear it. I hear it from the depths of the tides, behind the closed doors of the void world, a voice ready to tell me something. This time, the voice is a lot clearer than before. Ah. Nice. Since we've come this far, let's just wait. Is that Castorice? What? Lord Nice and Miss Calypso? Are you both here to visit Kaios too? Demeanor alone, like... I don't know. Yes, and we've been waiting for quite some time now. Regrettably, he hasn't answered us. The worst case scenario is that he's already been overwhelmed and crushed by the world-bearing burden. You're overthinking, Lord Nice. I can still sense Kaios' soul in the area. Oh yeah, well, it couldn't be Castorice, right? I mean, like, they're from the past. And besides, we both know Kaios' nature. A deliverer like him wouldn't fall so ready, much less give up on all that he holds dear. Isn't that so? Yes, I have faith in him. That reminds me. Why are you making this trip alone, Polixia? Yeah, it didn't really seem... Castorice wouldn't really talk like that. But, I don't know. Ears, I guess. I mean, the ears and hair is a little bit like Castorice, right? I don't know. Am I being dumb? Go away! Get thee out of here, dumb bot! I have to open up Twitch on my phone, because that's, shoot. Excuse me. I am trying to... Why is this not Twitch on my phone not letting me? Okay, well, because I adjusted OBS's audio settings, hopefully this doesn't cause any feedback. Alright, well, crap. I don't know why it's not letting me pull up the menu on my phone. There it is. I don't know what happened. Okay. Cool. Oh, my sister needs more time to make sure the flowers are fine. Such a pity. Both of you have hearts kinder than anyone else, yet you are born only to take over Thanos' divinity. Huh? The Castor's sister or something? I don't know. Has Castor's mentioned he has a sister before? But I mean, like, born only to take over Thanos' divinity? Everything that I see and hear this time has left me shaken to the core. But I mean, like, Castor's, like, if she touches the flowers, they die too, right? What may seem like a mundane conversation is, in truth, a once-in-a-lifetime exchange that has revealed the ultimate answer to Cersei's question. The conjecture has taken shape and must now be solidified into a theorem. Next, I only need to seek verification from Kefala. By doing so, I can answer Cersei's question and reclaim my body. But no, I will not do that. That isn't important. Because another one of my conjectures, one that I've always dreamed of proving, has been proven right this very instant. I don't understand how that answers Cersei's question. Fusing a mortal soul with that of a Titan to replace said Titan is not a ludicrous idea after all. It's seeming more like Circe's and Calypso fused, and then they have that body now, and now this is Circe's doing the same thing with Anaxagoras, right? Oh, back to Don Hung. What are you thinking about? Hello, Hyacinth. Just amazed at how this towering tree is Circe's divine body. It's a majestic sight. Is that so? You don't look the slightest bit amazed. Plus, you seem to be strangely familiar with the city around the Great Tree. Really something from the past I won't go into. Events of the past, huh? I was also a child when I looked up at Circe's. Their leaves and branches reflected the sparkling stars, and their trunk was like a pillar that supported the sky and ground. I stood at this very spot back then, imagining the day when I could climb to the top of the tree, because I would be the closest I can be to the sky at that spot. You're a sky priest, yet you study at a place that is home to the Reason Titan. That's rather counterintuitive. Don't read too much into it. I mean, can mortals even hope to reach Aquilus' realm? They're strict and a draconian god. Nothing like Circe's. Reason is willing to share what is theirs with others, but Sky only expects people to revere them. You get what I'm saying, right, Danny? After all, the time that imprisoned you and Echo here in Emphorus is none other than Aquila themselves. Yes, I didn't count on provoking the ire of a local god. But there will always be people who dream of soaring toward the sky. The Grove has a wealth of research on Aquila, and that is exactly what we're here for. It's just, I never thought Gray would meet with something like that before he set off. As a physician, I should have been there by her side. Bad luck tends to come in streaks, so don't beat yourself up over it. Besides, Aglaya needs you here to uncover the truth behind what happened to the Grove. Let's just make the most out of this trip and keep a lookout for any documents related to the Death Titan. They could be useful to Echo. Yeah, there's no rest for the weary, huh? In any case, what we're looking for could be anywhere in this enormous grove. Let's split up to cover more ground. Danny, with your skills, I'm sure those monsters born of the Black Tide will pose no threat to you anyway. What about you? Will you be alright on your own? Yeah, have you forgotten that you're talking to the chief physician at Twilight Courtyard? Have more faith in me. I'll be just fine. The silence in here is near deafening. With the vast amount of knowledge it holds, this academy is akin to a labyrinth of information. Even the cleverest scholars could easily lose their way in here. I should gather my thoughts before heading in. How to leave Emphorus. In the myths, Aquila, the Titan who reigns over the domain of the skies, is a colossal bird that overlooks the world beneath them with 100 eyes. As long as they appear to soar above the clouds, the people of Emphorus will remain trapped on the ground. Hyacinth's forebears are priests who worshipped Aquila. Nobody is more familiar with the taboos of the sky Titan than her. Seeing how Aglaya sent her here as a guide, it's possible that she has plans to have Hyacinth take on a trial in the future. Emphorus' Titan mythology. In Emphorus, Titans are a common topic of discussion. People create myths that, in turn, conceive Titans. It's a tricky task to keep an objective view among the people of Emphorus. Is there a way to step out of the situation and look at it from a different perspective? Oh shoot, what? Gave me different... Oh wait, no, this is continuing on with that. Titans and Eons are two distinct classes of beings. Titans communicate with us humans, and it's not impossible for us to overpower them. Upon their demise, we can even take over their divinity. In this regard, Titans can be said to be a lot more similar to humans than Eons are. Crisis heirs and demigods. Crisis heirs are humans who possess heroic qualities, with most of them demonstrating extraordinary combat prowess and strength. Upon declaring a core flame trial, the Crisis heir can even ascend to a demigod and inherit a Titan divinity. Wait, something about that feels off. Is this a selection of some sort? The flame chase turning into prophecy. Yeah, it is kind of weird how, like, the Crisis heirs are, like, chosen, question mark, by Aglaya? Like, why does she get the sole authority of that, or something? I don't know. It's kind of weird. But then, I don't know. I mean, it's not like a hard definition, though, so... Guided by the prophecy, the heroes are on a quest to reclaim core flames and usher in the era nova. Their efforts have seen gratifying results to date. As I expected, the prophecy is the hardest to make any sense of, but with barely any information to go on. No matter how much I ruminate on it, it won't yield any results. I should leave this for another time. Something else. Echo's plight. Nobody could have imagined that Echo's life would be forfeited the moment we landed on Emporius. I could have done more to keep her safe, but it's not too late. We still have a fighting chance. The unique rules that govern life and death on Emporius might just work in our favor and save her. Where are you, Sunday? Where are you, Welts? Where are you, Thirda? I am an idiot. If stream just suddenly went a little more yellow, it's because, and it has a hint of yellow throughout the entire time, it's because I've had flux on. I forgot to turn it off, and now it just strengthened a bit because it's even later. I am so sorry. Hopefully the color the color tint wasn't really distracting or anything. Grove is a veritable library of knowledge. Maybe they'll have records on a similar case? Please let there be one. Amazing for now. Time to move on. The clock is ticking. I should search for clues as I move. Sources incomplete theorem. Nice guy feels unusual. Not have gotten used to the eternal light of Okama. Where do I actually have to go? Oh, I haven't. Okay. What? I didn't get that space anchor before? What? Okay. Black monsters are twisted in form, and their life has turned to ash together with their souls. It's impossible to figure out their form when they're still alive. These are the remains of a black tide monster. It does look different from the Timekin from up close. What's that underneath it? A scroll? I ain't reading all that. I'm sorry. As I expected, the Grove doesn't forbid discussions about the sky. Oh, yes, me. It's a debate between two scholars about the sky ships. Aglaya has also made mention of the ships that when she interrogated us, a memory I'd rather forget. I'll hold on to this for now. With any luck, this journey won't leave us empty-handed. Huh? What? What? What, Danny? What? Oh. I got you! Oh, never mind. That's Hyacinth? Why is she surrounded by so many monsters? As much as I have faith in her, it's probably a good idea to help her out there. Really, no, this is way more trouble than I could have asked for. In hand, yeah. Or you could sit back and watch. I can't tell if you're serious or not, but being hard to read isn't without its perks, I suppose. Eh, I'm kidding, Danny. Lend a hand. Pretty please? Alright, now let's get them. Alright, attack Fushan, give me a stack. That's not Fushan, but that gives me a stack anyway. I am absolutely not going to be able to make a low budget or low spending Memory of Chaos 3.2, what was it, 3.1? I don't remember what it released. Video, the one that's basically pure, just mighty at the second half. Second half was so annoying. This place is practically in ruins. What happened? There shouldn't be this many monsters here. The Black Tide is remarkably quick to detect the light of Emporius, so or rather, the blessings of the Sky Priest and me might have unknowingly called them to me. Anyway, never mind that for now. Here, you might want to have a look at this. I found it around here and thought it might be of interest to you. I'm not reading all that, I'm sorry. Anaxagoras. He's the scholar who fused himself with the core flame of reason. This is new. I didn't know Professor Anaxa was researching the sky. He's never mentioned anything about it. Martin said Anaxa might be opposed to the flame chase journey. Might is an understatement. Anaxa has never been one to venerate the gods, nor has he ever found it within himself to put any faith in prophecy. People have come to think of him as a heretic, even in places liberal as the Grove. Yeah, it is also this very blasphemer that Cersei's favors. Fate sure works in mysterious ways. I picked up a scroll on my way here too. Looks like it may be related to the one before them. Oh, let me have a look. Yep. Hyacinth combines both records together. By the looks of them, these scrolls are records of two conversations that took place in the same setting, one after the other. There's still much I don't know about the Grove. Do you mind if I ask a few questions? Sure, go ahead. Who are the Venerationists? The Grove of Epiphany is home to 7 schools of thought. While all 7 schools are founded on the ideologies of Thalassius, the first scholar, each is unique in its own way. Among them, the Venerationists revere and worship the Titans the most. As the sage of the Venerationists, Euthyphro has always been at loggerheads with Anaxa. If you were to place 7 sages on the scale of Talanton, Anaxa and Euthyphro would be placed on opposite sides to achieve balance. Very illustrative explanation, thank you. Was it a mistake to build skyships? Nearly everyone in Emporius has heard the story of the skyships by now. Aquilus' stature is loftier than the heavens, and their divine retribution is merciless. That's why it's no use building giant skyfaring ships. Oh, but I do remember a supercharged mini Triby cannon could slip past their watch. Okay. That was a joke, right? What is an axis field of study? Philosophers primarily study the application of alchemy and soul repair. Everyone considers Anaxa a blasphemer, but that has never stopped him from sharing his ideas, no matter how taboo. If we must say that he's hiding something, then it's likely what lies beneath his eye patch. Anaxa often says that every failure brings us one step closer to the truth. Perhaps to him, the crash of the skyship carries a different interpretation. The firmament is not impenetrable. On the contrary, it was precisely because the skyship represented the first step toward breaking free from the shackles of the earth that it provoked the wrath of Sky Titan and brought divine punishment upon itself. I mean, yeah, because if it truly was impossible, then the Sky Titan has no reason to attack it. Just let it fail on its own, I guess. It's a shame that the majority of the Grove's research on Aquila was headed by the Venerationists, with sacrificial rituals making up a predominant part of their findings. Discourse about more esoteric subject matters in relation to Aquila dwindled even further after the skyship incident, so much that even this scroll is completely new to me. Don't worry about it. We'll just collect everything we can find on the Titans for now. There's just something else that caught my attention, though. This says that Anaxa is conducting secret experiments of some sort. That's what I'd like to know. What are these experiments he's involved in? Even I, the assistant lecturer, know next to nothing about them. I have a bad feeling about this. Could there be more to what happened in the Grove? Open sesame. This is the Library of Philia, a place where the Grove stores its collection of tomes. The heartbeat. Other than books written by the 7 schools, you can also find philosophical texts, ballads, and religious writings from the outlets here. Cities that desire to learn from the Grove are apparently expected to contribute knowledge of equal value to what they saw. We've had more than our fair share of hilarious episodes over the years. For instance, it said that the Erythroceramists once borrowed a manuscript from a certain author but ended up returning a copy instead of the original. What's more, the original manuscript was supposedly hidden here. That doesn't seem like a nice thing to do. Nice? No need to hold yourself back, Danny. You can just tell it like it is. Their behavior is no different from bandits. Well, if you don't mind. Did the Grove ever rob Castrum Kremnos? You've got me there. Some said you couldn't even find a dictionary in Castrum Kremnos, so I guess they were spared. There are too many books in the Library of Philia. Flipping through all of them will take too long. Why don't we use the Biblioslate to search for the text we need? We can bring them back to Okama for reading after that. Agreed, this place isn't safe. We should leave as soon as we're done. How are we going to carry so many books? There's still several more scrolls strewn all over the place. I'll gather them while you pull up those texts. This way nothing will be overlooked. These are complaint letters from the school about Anaxagoras the Blasphemer. There's a thick stack of letters. Based on the dust accumulated in perfectly intact seals, the complainant did not even bother opening them, just chucked them aside into a corner. This is about Anaxa? I should read this. I assume you should come have a look too. It's so dusty in here. Whoa, are these all complaints about him? I can already see what they must have written. Anaxa has no respect for the gods. His very existence undermines order in our society. They're probably all things like that. Does Anaxa hold that much influence? What else would they call him, the great performer? When Anaxa established his school of thought, the first thing he apparently did was read his own work to everyone. The way she changes her voice. Are the Titans truly an accurate reflection of what humans think God should be? Worlds created by gods are indubitably perfect, but what of Amphorius? Only foolishness and insensitivity everywhere you turn. An uncanny impersonation. What happened after? They marched him straight to the seat of judgment before he could finish. Though what he took on in the end was more of a debate than an actual trial. He had to address every one of the scholars' allegations, or face expulsion from the grove. The first allegation was, ahem. Do agree that the Titans created the heavens and earth, so the mountains, rivers, and seas must likewise be their creations. Impersonations. Am I supposed to put myself in Anaxa's shoes and answer that? Yes. As told in the myths, the seas, the skies, and earth are all, beyond the shadow of a doubt, creations of the Titans. Anaxa would have probably been spared a lot of trouble if he had answered this way. Instead, he quoted past instances of flame-chased stern and posited that humans have the potential to take over the divinity of Titans. Needless to say, his critics didn't take kindly to his answer, so they followed up with a second allegation. You claim to be studying souls, yet you are, in fact, defiling them and committing acts condemned by the gods. Do you admit it? That's a serious allegation. Did he really do that? Anaxa always wears an eye patch, never removing it, even when alone. Some say he used one of his eyes in an alchemical ingredient. Yes, he did. Every being in the world owes their safekeeping to Kefale, and this is even more so with the crisis heirs who have divine blood coursing through them. Crisis heirs is divine blood. Is that what makes them crisis heirs? I'm confused. If he has really done something of that nature, then it'd indeed be sacrilegious. Thankfully, they had no way to prove it, so it amounted to nothing more than an allegation in the end. One by one, Anaxa engaged in wars of words against those who would challenge him. Toward the end, the scholar asked him, Anaxagoras, have you any respect for the gods? No! He said no, right? Well, it was only after a brief moment that he answered, I have never denied that Titans are meant to be noble constructs. What he didn't say, that the Titans are not noble, rings louder in this case. Yes, I'm not sure how that controversy was eventually resolved, but what's for certain is that Anaxa was allowed to stay in the grove where he continued his research despite being regarded as a heretic. By the way, this stack of complaint letters has reminded me of a place in the grove. You may find clues there that aren't on the teleslate. I'm talking about Anaxa's alchemy lab, hidden between the cornerstones. Given the grove's meticulous approach to archiving, could there really be such an oversight right under their noses? It's a well-kept secret. Among the 7 sages, including a nominal chief sage, each has a private sanctuary where they can conduct research undisturbed in their free time. Even the administrators of the libraries of Philia are restricted from accessing those places and documenting the sages' research. But with the grove in this state, I'm sure Anaxa won't be mad even if you sneak into the lab for a short while. Right? These trees, it's like a maze. What's this? Gurgle. Catch. I got the bug. Hey buddy, check out this cool thing. This water wheel is fascinating. I can spend forever here. Kirk. Let me go! I'm gonna disappear for a moment. I need some water. I am the fast. Never mind. This is the place, but where is everything? Materials for alchemical experiments, matrix diagrams, and even the seal to the lab. They're all gone. Did the Black Tide destroy it all? No wonder he didn't set any defense mechanisms along the... we didn't see any defense mechanisms along the way. Have you ever been here before? No, not even close. Not only are alchemy experiments high-risk activities, but Professor Naxa also has a penchant for using bizarre materials. Students often saw him walking, looking right as rain, but come out covered in soot with his hair singed. Naturally, no one dared to come near this place. Huh? That bookshelf over there seems to be the only thing still intact. Pop. These are the materials requested by Anaxagoras. Documents from the various fields have been compiled in one place, including the Titan creations, the universality of the soul, alchemy doctrine, and so on. Most of the materials look to be within the research domain of the Castorice school of thought. However, a document titled "A Study on the Crisis Heir's Background" is mixed within. I'm not reading all that, I'm sorry. Not right now, anyway. Maybe not ever. What's going on? Anaxa is conducting research on our friends in Okema and... me? This journal contains several intriguing points. Creations of Titans. From the Abyss of Fate to Castrum Kremnos, I've seen many a Titan creation during my time in Emphorius. Life forms created by Circes can also be found in the grove. But fusing them with human souls through alchemical means? I can't even begin to imagine. The Crisis Heirs. Anaxa seems to hold special interest in the divinity coursing through the Crisis Heirs' veins, and has even conducted a thorough investigation into their heroes' backgrounds. It wouldn't have been so strange if he had focused only on Cassie, given her curiosity about her origins. Plus, considering that the No Spirits have crafted omnipotent medicines capable of curing diseases, it also makes sense that he would conduct research on immortal Crisis Heirs. But now it seems Anaxa's objective was never to create medicine, but to identify the origin of the golden blood and figure out its inner workings. Through alchemy, Anaxa aims to refine the golden blood in the Crisis Heirs to a degree of purity equal to divinity. This must be what he means by close to true purity, but treating both Titan creations and the human body as materials to be used in alchemy experiments? That's rather extreme. Danny, look at this. I have a bad feeling about this. I'll speed read it, I guess. Even pure Titan creations are contaminants to the Crisis Heirs' golden blood. What? I don't know. My biggest fear has come true. After going through his notes, I think I can piece it all together now. Anaxa was carrying out experiments on soul transmutation. Do you mean he's trying to reconstruct human soul alchemically? Yes, this is what he was secretly conducting research on, something he had to keep hidden from others. Compared to his public speeches, this is a real blasphemy. I just thought of something. Why are you smiling? What's wrong? You remember when the Black Tide was approaching, the Grove had planned to send Circe's core flame to a safe place, but an accident happened along the way and Anaxa lost his life in the process. Yes, and he was brought back by Circe. Is that what this is about? I'm stupid. Someone spell this out for me, maybe. But Circe took over his body and resurrected him, which led to the situation we're in now. That's right, but what if Professor Anaxa's fusion with the core flame reason wasn't an accident? What do you mean? Put yourself in his shoes. Knowing that the Black Tide was closing in and your time was running out, what would you have done? I put my theories to the test no matter the cost. Exactly. When the Black Tide came, the true reason Anaxa headed to the Luminary Throne was to transmute and fuse himself with the Titan's core flame. Did he succeed? No, judging from how he reacted after the event, the results came as a surprise. Maybe he failed to consider the possibility that Circe would make a similar decision. The manuscripts detailing all the alchemical formulae have been taken away. His research is still ongoing. Could he have taken them for other purposes? Like what? There's only one Titan left in the world now. The Thanatos. Oh. No. No, no way. To conceive an entity of perfection, one must first understand the principles of creation. If Anaxa is an Okama now, then that means he's after Kefale. I'm still confused. Sir, the sky above us, it's not real, is it? There it is! Although I guess the context he's talking to his professor. Of course not. This is just an image from a projection device used for educational purposes. A simple trick. The day-night cycle has been lost to this world so that students like you may still learn about the night sky. Astronomers have harnessed the Titan's miraculous powers to manipulate the light, projecting the nights of the past here for you. Oh, so the moment in the trailer is like, the sky above us isn't real. It's like, made it seem like a big deal, but now is this saying it's like, yeah, we've known, we're just doing this so that we've done this so that people can learn. Much like how the sky above the holy city is also illuminated by Kefale's Dawn device. So the skies of Okama are fake too. You mustn't conclude that, Anaxa. You should know that only a child would expose a trick and be proud of it. Often people know more than they let on. They simply choose to feign ignorance because they have no other choice. Then they're just deluding themselves. People believe in Kefale's tale of Genesis, accepting wholesale whatever the priests teach, but we're different. We've already walked out of that firelight cave of ignorance. We've already realized that we live in a world where times make the rules. Even when we look at the sky, we're only seeing what they allow us to see. Rather than gazing at this mockery of a night sky fabricated by them for the rest of my life, why shouldn't I be the one to take control of the projection device instead? So much time has passed since you sowed the seeds of doubt in my heart, child. Many a night I find myself penning down all my theories and wild ideas, only to burn them to ashes when I open my eyes in the day. Why? Pigs will face death by burning if the word gets out? As a sage of the Venerationists, my soul has already become inextricably linked to the great tree. Every word I say and every move I make is certain to influence every leaf, every branch, even the tree itself. So his teacher was part of the Venerationists, while he is on the other end, basically. But above all else, my days are numbered. Instinctively, I have my doubts about this golden blood and the human soul, yet I have no means of verifying them. The golden blood in my veins is woefully thin, and I am loath to waste what little time I have left obsessing over a hypothesis that cannot even be proven in the first place. But I can, sir. I can do it for us. The time is right. Give me all that I need, and I shall accomplish this grand feat on your behalf. You're right. I shall do just that. In the next meeting of the sages, I will spare no efforts fighting for the rights you deserve. Go, establish your own school of thought. Find out what we are. Become the one who conquers the ultimate truths of the world. Child of humanity. You didn't go to such lengths for an audience with Kefale just to ask him a few questions, did you? So you figured it out. I mean, you can read his mind, right? If I were as foolish as the Dromas, perhaps I'd throw myself down and prostrate before their greatness, begging for their god's prophetic wisdom. Well, sorry to disappoint, but I'm no Dromas. Alas, I am a human, standing tall on 2 feet, possessing both intellect and pride. Before such power, does it make any difference whether you're a human or Dromas? I'm sure you're familiar with the story of the Styxians. When the raging waves threatened to swallow them, they didn't just give up and become sitting ducks. No. They constructed a dam that kept the roaring tide at bay, chaining down the mad figures, so... They call me a blasphemer, Circes, but that doesn't mean I deny the existence of gods. It's just, as I see it, Titans are simply a force that mankind has yet to find a way to tame. Oh? If power that rivals the Titan is what you crave, why not conform to the prophecy and brave the trial? Why stop at harnessing the power of the Titans when I can do so much more? The source of life is what I wish to grasp, to understand what makes up the soul, and then learn what we really are. Thanks to you, I've had the chance to personally verify, in more ways than one, that the soul indeed ceases to exist in death. But where there is death, there is life, and where there is an end, there must also be a beginning. How, then, is the soul born? That was the only unknown variable left in my calculations. And by the sound of it, you have already formed a conjecture. No. I have already drawn a conclusion. In my journey to death just now, I finally saw the answer with my own eyes. Professor Anaxa, why is Castorice here? Castorice, what are you doing here? Echo's life hangs by a thread. I must ask you to refrain from taking any unnecessary steps. Of course, I'll bring this to a conclusive end and give you the answer you so desire. Ah, so Anaxa and Castorice were in this together or something? However, in accordance with the principle of equivalent exchange, I must also demand from you what I need. As you wish. Don't you care to know what the price might be? It's a matter of uncovering it's a matter of uncovering the truth about the Death Titan and Echo's survival. This may be the only time I can ever save someone's life. There is no need for me to think twice. I see. In that case, let the show begin. Indulge me. Am I correct to say that you intend to prove Thanatos' whereabouts and prove the nature of our existence now? Before I begin, I must confess I had been stuck in a cognitive trap all this time. As unrelated as these two propositions may seem at first glance, they are in fact logical equivalents. They are merely two different ways of telling us what the soul is at its core. The reason I say this is, as I've mentioned earlier, the answer was hidden in my journey unto death. Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm? Yes, but I'm a living dead man now. But that's not important. What truly matters is I overheard a conversation between heroes. That's not all. Remember how I said you were a part of that conversation too, Castorice? And I've told you that I have no recollection of such an event. That was likely just an illusion conjured up by the mind of a dying man. Of course you wouldn't remember, because that wasn't you. That was Calypso, one of the 7 sages of the Grove. Calypso. Yeah, Castorice was there. Like, that person, that one, whatever. Oh, wait. Introduced to us as Calypso, but if Calypso is a... Hold on. So someone who looked like Cersei's at least introduced themselves to Castorice and Echo as... and Stell as Calypso. But then later we find out she's actually Cersei's. But Cersei's here doesn't have any recollection of the name Calypso. So at some point... What? How does this work? Something is afoot. I don't know. That's the name... Oh. That's the name I made up on a whim when I was speaking to this girl. How do you know of it? Oh, okay. So she does recognize it, but yeah. And surely you jest. Don't you think I, of all people, would know would know if that were the name of one of the 7 sages on the shade of my tree? Don't you claim to know the grove's past like the back of your hand? It seems you've lost even the memory seared into your soul. Use your head, Cersei, since all this took place in the realm of the dead. It stands to reason their likeness are of souls from the past. The living cannot step foot into that world, so who could they be? Think about Calypso. Why does she share your likeness, yet you have no idea who she is? The answer is evident, is it not? Those fallen heroes are the mortal incarnations of the Titans before their ascensions to godhood. The gods aren't master creators born out of thin air, and they're no different from humans because they evolved from one. What? Those fallen heroes are the mortal incarnations of the Titans before... I'm a little confused. Because we know Nias was like sort of an aspect of Nicodor. Sort of. I don't know what he actually is. But I think the main important thing here is that the Titans that all the Titans were first humans. Does this answer disappoint you? Yes, because you've answered nothing. If I was truly once human as you claim, then where do the children of humanity come from? Even on the off chance they speak the truth, this brings us no closer to grasping Thanatos' whereabouts. How are we to find them? Yeah, I knew you would say that. But it matters not. I know what I'm doing. Actually, why don't we have the Supreme Being standing before us tell us everything? You can revive a Titan. Humans cannot return from the dead, neither can gods. He's gonna say Kefali's not actually dead. But all we need to do is look at this from a different perspective and the problem will resolve itself. The solution is simple. Just like what you did to me. Oh. Wait, what? If I'm reborn as Kefale, I can rebuild the world and all within it as they once did. Simple, is it not? Oh. In the meantime, I have news from Hycene and Dunham. Anaxa might be trying to do something with Kefale's divine body. Kefale? But what could Anaxa want? Is the Council of Elders going to sit around and let such a sacrilegious act unfold? That is not possible. He is indeed the great performer, capable of fooling anyone and everyone with his tricks. I'm sorry. No need for guilt, for this is good news to us. The Council of Elders has found themselves a traitorous ally. Anaxa's ambitious desires will be something we can exploit. What we should be doing now is to keep our eyes peeled for whichever trick Akanis is up to and react accordingly to thwart her plans. Being Okama's political center, the Demigod Council holds just as much significance as the Vortex of Genesis. Someday, after my duty is over, this site will take the place of the battlefield where you hunt gods, become the next challenge you ought to overcome. Till then, it's best to get used to this place as soon as possible. Come find us anytime you need something. Preposterous. The crisis heirs have only have their standing because of the Council of Elders. How dare they trample over it? Wow, these people are shooting daggers with their eyes. It's been a while. Hey, Castorice. Is this the Citizens' Assembly? Hello, Oleg of Emphorius. I had to take a moment to remember who Oleg was. What is that supposed to mean? Is this really the sort of person that the young lord praises as a ferocious warrior? It has indeed been some time, Lord Castorice. I just realized I didn't make myself reappear. Whoops. What brings you here in such haste? Shh, keep it down. Be more vigilant. See those duplicitous dogs over there? They do the dirty work for kindness. I've already ordered my people to hold them back, but we should still lay low, unless you're itching for a bloody fight to get a workout in. My bad, so did something happen? Did you hear thunderclaps last night? Hooray, it's Akron, someone's going to save us, yes! Acker. What? She's been through a lot lately, please pardon her. Can you tell us more about these thunderclaps? Thunderclaps are beacon signals of strife. They're a message from the young lord. He threw a spear bearing several words about Kama. Ooh, okay. Made's doing work? Watch out, the Flame Reaver is back. Oh dear. There are also theories saying that the Flame Reaver is like alternate Phynon or something. I don't know. I guess as much. We didn't actually kill them back at the Kremnos arena. I figured this is something you'd want to know. We Kremnons never back down from a fight, so if you plan to take that thing down in battle, reach out to me anytime. You have my gratitude. I'll let Aglaya know about this right away. Remind her to be on her toes while you're at it. That vicious kindness has been unusually active lately. This lackey she keeps undercover has been going in and out of the city a lot more frequently these days. Some even seem to be getting Kremnons to defect to the council. Go off the stage, scram. Why are we like here actually? That's looks like you can see for yourself, or someone else there. We should get back. Thank you for the intel, Lord Castorice. Back to me. Listen. Okay. Someone trampled right over the Master's firebed, yet only the Master fumes in silence. Oopsie, there goes the reputation of the Council of Elders. Whose side am I on? Why, I'm on all for the Council of Elders to reclaim their authority, of course. They're here, the crisis heirs are here. I should have gone back home to fetch a sacrificial vessel, some floral crowns and frankincense to burn an offering. Other times, please forgive these arrogant and self-conceited heroes. By Kefale and Talanton above as Theros, I have observed. Virtuous citizens of Okama, Phynon of Ides, Elysia, and Echo, the Outlander are heading toward us. No, I'm running away. Just kidding. Aglaya, what happened to you? I know about the poisonous fangs. of that king snake through the golden threads. In the past, I'd be confident about keeping her in check, but I admit I am now unable to do so. What do you mean? It's no longer about eloquence or arguments. I've been a demigod for far too long that I hardly have any humanity left. Before I realized it, I've become no different from these hypocrites, no longer capable of relating to the people. This has come a lot sooner than I expected, but perhaps it is time. I needed to step up in order for me to retreat behind the scenes. Yes, this is my duty, but it's far easier for the Council of Elders to fool many than just fool one person. Their so-called moral support is no more than a ruse to distribute power using words instead of lances. There's no glory in winning this debate, but that makes having respect for humans so much more priceless. Find on your crisis heir without flaw, capable of relating deeply with humans. I appreciate what you've taught me, Aglaya. I hope we'll live up to your expectations and win this debate. You've done well, Lord Collectus. Let me take over and personally close this debate for today. Dearest counselors, let it be known that I sorely missed the blissful times portrayed in lyrical poems. Back then, Emphorius was home to nearly 1,000 cities, each with their own local faith, while gods walked the earth and shared close bonds with humans. Yet in the present, people from all over are forced to leave their homeland to seek refuge in the holy city, where they hope to rest under Kefali's protection. All of us have long been in the same boat with no way out of this plight. We didn't have a choice in the past, but now the Council of Elders brings to the table a new possibility. All I have left is one question for you. Would you rather strive toward the unheard of Era Nova, or return to the prosperous Era Chrysi of our past? Make your choice. Now, which of the two would lead mortals to an ideal future? I don't think I should try to be funny here. Same by Era Nova. Era Nova is a path of salvation the gods promised. We should not have doubts in the flame chase journey. I'm talking. It's important. We all know that Era Chrysi is a thing of the past, Lady Kindness. Please enlighten me. How does the Council of Elders plan to turn back time? Let the 3 times of calamities be born and Era Chrysi is nevermore, but bring demise to those times and Era Chrysi will descend upon us again. I mean, we do have to kill them to take their core flames. What is that? How are these like at odds? Oh, Castorice and X are here. Know that the Council of Elders is never one to make empty promises. Look at who we have on our side. Nah. And Axa and Castorice they're doing something here, right? They've got to be doing. They have a plan here, right? Anaxagoras, one of the grove's 7 sages, and Castorice, Idonia's goddess of death. With the help of these 2 heroes, I can promise all of you that the Era Chrysi will exist once more. Aren't they crisis heirs? They're supporting the Council of Elders instead? Yeah, it's clear from the start that these heroes do not get along well in their group. All the more proof that Aglaya isn't fit to speak on behalf of every crisis heir. I am in favor of Era Chrysi. Castorice, why are you standing over there? Just wait. You finally arrived in Axa, so have you, Cass. Don't worry, Aglaya, while I know you have many queries, could you continue to converse like how the citizens normally do? Tell me, dear citizens, if we successfully retrieve and return Thanatos' core flame without anyone passing the Death Titan's trial, what would happen next? The answer is simple. We will have a chance to rid the world of death and bring Emphorius back to an era when all things live forever. Back to an era where all things live forever? That's implying that people used to live forever? So then how did death get introduced in the first place? We'll usher in a new future that will be entirely different from the flame chase journey. The members of the council are discussing fervently. Your proposal is much too idealistic. As long as the black tide still exists, how can we go back to the old days? Remember what I previously said? Kefali's core flame is guarded by the secret power of the Council of Elders. Thus, plus, Fegusa's water current will be able to block out any external perceptions. Tell me, dear citizens, have any of you ever seen a glimpse of the threat that this person is talking about anywhere within the walls of this majestic holy city? Isn't this just survivorship bias? If we eliminate death, then there is no need for us to fear that flame reaver, right? Citizens, let's loudly sing to bless him. O beautiful old world, where are you now, O legendary Castorice, return to the mortal realm. After the destruction of 3 times of calamity, the flame chase journey will have to end. Members of the Council of Elders are cheering in excitement. This is bad, the masses are now totally riled up. Anaxa, pray tell, everything you've mentioned hinges on the promise that we can find Thanatos' existence, right? Thank you, Lady Glide, for still caring about this city. However, dear citizens, we are truly fortunate and blessed. For Castorice, Idonia's goddess of death, will surely find Thanatos under my guidance. What? For that, I solemnly promise that the core flame Lady Castorice brings back will be personally managed by the Council of Elders. Therefore, if we're able to garner the support of all of you at the Citizens' Assembly, we shall spare no effort in ensuring that the era Crisis will return to our world once again. Members of the Council of Elders are cheering in excitement. With the balance shattered, the result is clear. By following Talanton above as the Theoros, I have observed. Okema has chosen her destiny. The issue is up for discussion at the Citizens' Assembly shall be modified to the suspension of the Flame Chase journey. This resolution shall be put up on the Wall of Heroes such that citizens are aware of the city's way forward. Aglaya, dear Aglaya, what has caused your heart to soften? You don't seem to be as quick-witted as before. Wag your tongue as much as you like. Since the Flame Chase journey has been preordained by the prophecy, our failure has never been on the cards. Well then, I guess we'll find out if that's true at the Citizens' Assembly. Lygus announces the conclusion of the debate and the attendees part ways. We have a plan, right? Castorice, what's going on? Well, it seems that when I sent you to look for Anaxa, I unintentionally facilitated your partnership with him instead. My apologies, everyone. I know that you have many questions to ask me. I'll answer them to the best of my knowledge. In that case, please tell us as much as you can. What happened when you went to look for Anaxa? In actuality, he showed me a past that was both long and heavy. The reason I say this, as I mentioned earlier, the answer was hidden in my journey unto death. Anaxa, you're in Netherrealm? Yes, but as a living dead man now, that's an important blah 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 blah. Conversation between heroes. We saw this bit. Here we go. Have you heard of this tale before? Tale about the ocean god's treasured pearl, our hometown. It was a seaside town which enjoyed the ocean breeze and glorious, peaceful times thanks to the wisdom of its ruling queen. Until one day, an evil dragon descended upon the town. Its wings were large enough to blot out the sun, while its claws were sharp enough to rip the waves apart. It barged into the tall tower and devoured the queen's beloved daughter. It even settled itself in her bedroom, like a tyrant king. That's the same story as before, right? The queen assembled 300 warriors who managed to subdue the evil dragon by chaining it up. However, when the queen slit open the dragon's belly, she realized that the princess had long since been digested and all that was left of her was a pile of bones. Devastated, the queen wept for several days. It was then that a devious, smooth-talking scholar arrived at the palace and suggested that the princess could be revived through the use of dragon blood and dragon blood. That liar called this process the secret art of alchemy. The princess was reborn. The queen was overjoyed, blissfully unaware that the evil dragon's soul still lurked within the princess's body. As revenge, the evil dragon swallowed the poor queen, the glib liar, the courageous warriors, and all the town's innocent civilians in a single gulp. Worse still, the souls of the deceased refused entry to the Netherrealm because they were filled with regret. Forced to roam the mortal world, these resentful souls ultimately converged into a river of souls that would not retreat for a long time. The terrifying death had consumed it all. Thereafter, our hometown fell into ruin as well, until... Actually, I don't know what happened next either. Yeah, it does look like Castor's siblings. Oh my, it seems that you still like to whet people's appetites even after all this time, Polixia? So according to your story, this is how I used to look? It's practically a mirror image. And yet, what exactly is this? A miracle that I created with alchemy. As for what it is and how I was able to accomplish it, I'll keep the answers to myself for now. My goodness, is this cliffhanger really necessary? Quiet, Titan. Continue to enjoy this splendid play. The truth will naturally reveal itself. Dragon, huh? I've heard this legend before. In that case, what do you think of it? I believe that this so-called alchemy has a tenuous analogy added to the story by future generations. After all, you've never heard of a tradition of alchemy in your hometown before, have you? Indeed. Before I left to pursue my education, I never even knew that anyone was looking into this area of study. Therefore, we can just treat this tale as a fable told to young children. A fable, you say? If so, what moral is it trying to impart to the kids? I guess it might be the concept of equivalent exchange. Oh, I thought the moral might be closer to something like honor the dead. What? At a loss for words? No, I merely realized that we're both thinking of the same principle. If life is priceless, then there's hardly anything else in this world that is of equal weight to it, right? Except another life. Indeed, as expected of the wisest scholar of the land. Yeah, you flatter me. Why don't I ask you a question as well, as a form of equivalent exchange? Of course, what is your question? If I impart my knowledge of the art of alchemy to you, would you use it to resurrect someone you loved? What kind of strange question is this? I got it, you're just trying to get me to tell you whether I like anyone, right? Let's just leave it at that. That was rude of me. I don't like where this is going. I don't like where this is going. Huh. Yes, I would. No. Death is inevitable. In the days to come, I am certain that someone whom I cherish deeply will leave me for good. If such a mighty power really existed, I think I would use it without hesitation. After all, you, me, and the rest, we'll all have to face that fateful moment eventually. My time is finally here. However, perhaps of my firm belief in the immeasurable value of life, I am unable to complete the trial. You shall wither, and through that the dead will sprout again from the remains, and be reborn with the dead flame. It is a pity that fate is such a cruel mistress. Is there no other way of interpreting those words? I'm afraid that the meaning is clear. Between my sister and me, one must pay the price. Our trial can only be completed when one chosen sacrifices her life. Okay, yep, Castorice's sister, it seems. I'm afraid that the prophecy might even have selected a pair of twins for this exact purpose. Fortune makes fools of us all. My sister is prepared to sacrifice herself, and yet I can't do the same. How absurd. My time is almost up, but I'm still afraid to welcome death. What should we do if I'm ultimately not able to make up my mind? Since Chaos is willing to guide all of us and leave this trial to the end, there is still plenty of time for you to ponder. That's right. Don't allow the fog of an uncertain future cloud your mind. Trial, prophecy, the topics that they're discussing seem familiar. But these three people must not have left their names in the epics, otherwise I would have some recollection of this. And Forest's history before the Titans were born was complete chaos. Is that not strange by itself? I have long held three hypotheses about this. However, let's continue watching for now. Calypso, Polixia, and this warrior. I seem to have met him before. Regarding this matter, Nias, are you confident you'll complete your trial? So this is how he becomes, he inherits the core flame of strife or something? Of course, though I'm worried about what will happen once I've emerged victorious. Looks like you've made up your mind. Yes, this is the safest course of action. Completely separating courage, honor, tenacity, sacrifice, and reason. You really know how to make things difficult. Please, young lady, witness my fallen demise. Lady Calypso, you shall host the soul-rending ceremony. I do not understand. Why do you dare to sacrifice yourself for a future you won't get to witness? Because this is our destiny. The power that resides within me is so intense that I will one day be engulfed by it. Furthermore, a valorous death before a glorious return has always been the path I chose to walk. A journey I began long ago. If your sister or Chaos were in my position, I believe they would make the same choice as well. I'm not that brave. I don't know how I'm supposed to face such a serious affair. Despite being Death's chosen one, seems you still don't know how to face it. Let's chat, young lady. Perhaps I shouldn't end my journey so hastily. Since there's still time, I'm not worried about letting fate wait a little longer. Of course, this warrior is Lord Naias. As the embodiment of Nicadore's divinity, he entrusted his life to us and allowed humankind to end his madness. That means that what I'm currently seeing before my eyes is in fact... Looks like one hypothesis of mine has already been proven true. These heroes are the true forms of the Titans before they attain their divinity. If so, the chosen one of death he speaks of is actually Felixia. Is the previous form of Thanatos, but her appearance... If this is true, as long as we can find out where she went, we'll naturally be able to figure out the location of the Death Titan. But before that, we first need to witness what ultimately happened to Lord Naias. Nicadore's courage is a testament that they have never once retreated from a battle. I've heard these words that these words are still engraved in Castrum Kremnos even today. It didn't occur to me that they were actually part of an alchemical formula. So the statue is undoubtedly his sacrifice. They use their own body as our city walls, keeping out and protecting us from the pervasive spread of madness. They are acutely aware that if the end times were to arrive, there would be nothing left in this world to conquer. I believe that his tenacity is sealed within the statue. Before we fought Nicadore, we also released it from the stone statue. Lord Naias' honor is sealed here. Incredible. The honor in this child's soul is so light. Honor, courage, tenacity, sacrifice. And finally, the only thing that remains is reason. Cheer up, young lady. There is no need to shed tears over a glorious death. All farewells in this world are sorrowful, Lord Naias. No, young lady. As a warrior, I have witnessed too many bitter deaths, but now all I feel is peace. I did not know until this moment that mortals could live their lives in such a way. Although only a sliver of your soul remains, you remain so optimistic. Or maybe the truth is you aren't able to feel sorrow anymore? To be honest, I don't know either. But I'm certain of one thing. This is not an acceptable death nor apathy toward it. It's not even a feeling of despair. I'm just enjoying what remains of my life to the fullest. Enjoying? Indeed. Along this journey that we've taken together, not only have I changed the world, I myself have also changed in the process. And now, I've reached the journey's end. When I look back and see the grand epic that I've personally written, how could I not revel in that fact? But when you depart the mortal realm, won't all your accomplishments be reduced to nothing? Separation and death are two sides of the same coin. Reconciling this doesn't come easily for a mortal. Finally, let me recount to you a story of mine, young lady. The first time I returned from the battlefield, I felt extremely hollow. The calamity had devoured everyone on the battlefield but me. When I returned to the city alone, the citizens held a banquet for me that was far from pleasant. I felt as though I was still on the battlefield, and the person who had returned was nothing but an empty shell. It was late into the night by the time the banquet ended. My head still reeling, I returned alone to the barracks. On the way back, I encountered someone. It was a crazed scholar looking at the night sky and muttering to himself by the side of the road. Although I tripped over him and fell, I wasn't angry in the slightest, and maybe because I saw myself in him, I inexplicably asked him a question. Do you think that it'd be better if we just died on the roadside like a couple of stray dogs? To my surprise, he shrugged his shoulders and sighed. To someone who is currently experiencing death, dying and living afford the same amount of bliss. Now, please go away and don't block my starlight. Are you trying to say that there's no difference between living and dying, for they are both journeys that lead toward death? That's exactly what life is, and death's but a scale to measure how valuable the journey was. Journeys and epics are only glorious and magnificent because all things eventually fade to dust. Therefore, young lady, don't detest your fate. Instead, willingly and respectfully embrace it. The embodiment of strife, telling me about the majesty of the world? Indeed, I believe that when the fated moment eventually arrives, you'll be able to understand my words. It's time for me to knock on death's door. I'll set up a long table at the end of the road and humbly await your arrival. When that moment finally comes, let us drink and be merry then. I knew this day would eventually come. Are the both of you ready? Polixia. Castorice! In the past, sort of. I'm here. What? This? Huh, this is quite interesting indeed. Is this Polixia's sister? Is it me? Now it's time for us to fulfill our promises. Are you afraid? What are you afraid of? That I won't be able to do it. We shall wither, and through that the devil sprout again from the remains and be reborn with a dead flame. As foretold in the prophecy, and according to our vows, once it all ends, we must face our fated moment head on. Even if it was prophesied, why do we have no say in the matter? It's so unfair. Why are we the only ones who are forced into mutual destruction? Let me do it, sister. Let me be death sacrifice. I was never long for this world anyway, but you're different. I was the one who wasted your life after all. You're wrong, Polixia. I don't think that my life was wasted, just the opposite. When I finally arrived at this destination and looked back at the journey I took, I discovered that flowers had long since bloomed along the path I walked. It was you who sowed the seeds for the sea of flowers, one that is more beautiful than the promised land at the end of the world. Besides, I have lived a fulfilling life. Even though I was fated for sacrifice, none of the things that I've experienced will dissipate. Instead, they'll forever live on as memories inside your head, will they not? How can my memories of you ever compare to the actual you? Well then, tell me. What exactly are we? I don't know. I don't know either, but regardless of what the answer is, regardless of how we're shaped by others, or even by this world, ever since we were born, the fact that we existed was predestined, and nothing could erase it. This is why I'll always be by your side. We're twins, after all. Alright, my dear Polixia. It's time to extract my heart and light the flame of death. After that, use it to plant the first bud in the prophesied new world. I'm kind of confused. How did Anaxa get all this? I'm so lost. If I imparted my knowledge of the art of alchemy to you, would you use it to resurrect someone you loved? Death is inevitable. In the days to come, I am certain that someone whom I cherish deeply will leave me for good. If such a mighty power really existed, I think I would use it without hesitation. Even now, my answer remains the same. This is why, sister, I promise you. In the prophesied new world, I shall plant the first bud on your behalf. Go now, return to the ocean god's treasured pearl, our hometown. I shall open wide the entrance to the nether realm and grant you a second life. The living beings on this earth shall respond to my call and lead you to the sacred daylight. Remember, do not look back on the land of the dead and do not stop moving. In the new world promised by the prophecy, march toward your new life. As for the price of our equivalent exchange, let me be the one to pay it. Everybody, we've come to the end. Unfortunately, I am not compatible with the Supreme Being, so I wasn't able to completely fuse their soul into my own body. However, being able to glean all this from them is exciting enough. Oh, he got it from Kefala, I guess. I'm certain of this now. Before the Titans that we're well acquainted, before the Titans that we were well acquainted with were born, a group of heroes roamed the land. These heroes followed a prophecy and took possession of divine authorities one by one until they eventually became the pantheon of the New World. Just like the flame chase journey of today, M4's history is cyclical in nature. Here we go! What a startling revelation. This means that the demigods who bear the core flames also become the new titans at the world's end, thereby shaping a new world. I believe that this is the truth behind the Era Nova, as mentioned in the prophecy. This is utterly unbelievable. Besides, those were twins in the past, even if they really are Thanatos, their whereabouts are still unknown even today. Are their whereabouts truly unknown? Didn't Polixia mention that seaside town, the birthplace of alchemy and the tale of the dragon? In our world, there exists a city which perfectly matches that description, Styxia. But the people there worship Fegusa and bear no relation to Thanatos. I've also never been to that place, as in the time of Idonia, it long turned into the underwater ruins. Take this. This is the No Spirit's masterpiece, the Philosopher's Stone. It is made by transmuting all the sage's wisdom into a single entity, with their flesh and blood as its foundation. Remember? I've mentioned that before. The art of alchemy is all about conversion, tempering, and ascension. This process also applies to the pursuit of truth. Regardless of how unbelievable this sounds, the truths of the world have been refined from the impurities. Now think about the story of the dragon. This story will lead you to your real hometown, allowing you to reform the door to the Netherrealm and discover Thanatos' fate. You still look as confident in your victory as ever, but what if your conjecture is wrong? Simple. I shall merely admit to the entire world that my experiment was a failure. However, my line of thinking will not fail because I've already planted the seeds of doubt in the hearts of the masses. Actions speak louder than words, Castorice. With the assembly about to begin, don't forget the promise you've made. I've already searched for so long, I'm willing to try one more time. While we converse, Echo's life is also slowly slipping away. But before I leave, I have another question. What exactly did we witness just now? That was the world imprinted in Kefale's soul. If we are to prove its existence, you must take the final step. Go. Do not disappoint me. I understand. Alright then. Hey, child of humanity. Don't get antsy. I still remember the question you posed to me. As a scholar, I do not wish to offer up ambiguous conclusions. Let's discuss this topic again once she manages to find the evidence. I merely wanted to ask, was that stone transmuted from your heart? If so, rebirth is no longer an option for you. Why not? When I was a child, I lost someone dear to me. When I was a teenager, I lost my faith. A while back, although you saved my life, I also lost my soul in the process. Now I'm merely forsaking my body. What's the big deal? Why are you always finding ways to die? Isn't it good to be alive? This is but a necessary sacrifice on my path to transform into the purest of them all. Can someone who's dead even claim to be the purest of them all? Furthermore, if your hypothesis is proven correct, does it not confirm that the myths are true and thereby invalidate all your theories? Nope, it's just the opposite. If my hypothesis is correct, it means that I can actually ascend to godhood and reshape this absurd world that you all have created. Oh boy. Currently, that's a lot to take in at once. Lady Aglaya, please let me explain. Go on. You know that the core flame of death has always been the greatest unknown regarding the Era Nova, which is why both you and Kindness desire to gain the power to control that core flame in the approaching Citizens' Assembly. Professor and X has come to a consensus with Kindness. They want to suspend the trial once Thanatos' core flame is reclaimed, hoping thus to eradicate death from this world. If they're successful, then the flame chase journey will cease, and Okama can enjoy everlasting peace. But I know this runs counter to your wishes. As long as we do not usher in Era Nova, the Black Tide will never be eradicated. Even with Lord Mighty on the front line, and the Black Tide not posing an imminent risk, the danger nevertheless remains. Honestly, it's difficult for me to assess the pros and cons in this decision, but someone must bring the core flame before we can begin negotiations over it. The time could be very near. I cannot let this chance slip by. Besides, someone has to make this trip to bring back Miss Echo's soul. Well said. You already had every reason to seek an audience with Thanatos. It's great that the great performer who has weaponized your wishes and placed us in this difficult situation. A world without death. Do you desire that too? If fate dictates that my path must oppose yours, I'll do all I can to resist it and protect what I aspire to achieve. Lord Mighty showed me that without taking the first step, all talk of what follows is moot. Have mercy, Aglaia, stay your threads. Castorice, you've changed. I've always hoped to hear you speak your mind, Cass, and I'm glad to have heard your true thoughts. Styxia, I visited that place in the past. Though it is now an island surrounded by the river of Soul's torrents, it's not hard to see its former splendor. Go, I will not stand in your way. As for Echo, you're someone who has cheated death. I believe you have more than enough reason to make the trip with Castorice and meet the god of death himself. Castorice, I too look forward to your journey. I wonder what kinds of new interpretations your completed story will bring to the Flame Chase journey. Thank you, Lady Aglaia. I hate to put a damper on this heartwarming moment, but if Styxia is now an island surrounded by the river of soul torrents, then how do we find a way in? Lady Tribby is probably... The answer is quite simple. In the myths, Zagreus once made the domain of the dead their treasure vault. That is to say, you could enter and leave the Netherrealm as they pleased. And if they could do that, then it follows that the demigod who inherited their divinity must be capable of the same. Cipher? Is it Cipher? I have no idea. I'll see you at Marmarilla House in Action Hour tomorrow. Cipher shall be your guide to finding that ancient city. Alright, here we go. Now we're finally going to meet the Cipher. The tumultuous day finally comes to an end. Everyone disperses, each lost in their own thoughts. Nameless recollection, okay. Danhong isn't back yet, huh? Well, we're not gonna meet Cipher today, unfortunately, because it has been almost 3 hours. I don't want this to go on too long or too late, because it's like 11:30 for me. But as indicated in the title, I was going to do my Castorice pulls, so let's do that right here. I am still not... I will never really be a fan that they added... Well, that they opened the door by adding it in global passives. In the case of Castorice, it's kind of whatever, but when they start adding, like, stat global passives, and that's whatever, that's going to be... unfortunate. Pull time. Yes, gamble time. I need to see how much pity I'm in. Lag! $30, $35, $40, $45, $50. I am exactly 50 pulls in. Oh, this is guaranteed. This is a guarantee? That was, yeah, that was Event Warp, right? Okay, I'm 50 in. Thankfully, I'm guaranteed. What was this thing again? Right. Still don't have a Clara. I still haven't used this, free thing. And before I forget. I wait 36 days and I forget. Okay, here we go. 60. Nope. 70. Seriously? This should be it, right? This should be it, right? Here we go. I didn't even count how many pulls I'm in. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. Okay. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, nothing else. Still? What was that? That was 75, right? That's a little unfortunate, but, whatever. Okay. And then I'm gonna pull for a light cone. How many pulls? Let me just see. How many pulls do I have here? Got like 140-ish. Let's see how many pulls am I in for this. 48. Oh crap. I should probably put this in on the warp tracker, whatever thing, before like it all times out, actually. What was the last one I pulled for? It was probably Acheron's, right? So, yeah. Okay, so I don't know how much pity I'm in at this point. I am at least 20. That's whatever. Here we go. Let's go with 30. Nope. At least I got her. Yeah. Misha, you don't exist. No. I haven't built Misha, and I probably won't. But Misha. 40. Come on. I don't actually know what this one is, but this is post-op conversion. This is Fermata, I think. That's the best 4-star one for Acheron, which I don't need more of. That was 40, right? Over the last count. 50? 50? 60. Come on. Let me just see what it actually does. Increase crit rate. Oh, I mean, this is also another option for Acheron, actually, depending on your teammates. That was 60, right? I'm just... my thoughts are all over the place, I guess, or whatever. 70. Here we are. Alright, 75-25. Let's see it. Maybe. Probably. Because I usually don't look for light frames. Actually, I don't know. Maybe. 61, 62, 63. Okay, whatever. Anything else? Asta? Okay, free pull. Okay, sure. I guess I'll build her. Start building her. I pre-farmed for some of this. Oh, I just straight up didn't have Misha. Okay. Alright. Let me see her traces, because it was like... Which one is the one, the revive thing? Because, like, I don't know. It's this thing. It's part of her talent. I was really hoping that this thing would be, like, just a separate trace that you would have to level up. Because, like, at least in that case, when global, like, global passives come in, I can just not level them. Because, like... Yeah, when they start coming in, my, the videos I'm making, like, if I'm even able to continue making them, is just gonna be less useful. Because it's gonna be skewed. It's gonna be skewed by virtue of having the character. But okay, let's see about building her, I guess. Yeah, I didn't actually count how many of the boss materials I needed. Like, I didn't look up how much is needed. Wait, I actually... Okay. 2 extra times, but whatever. That's fine. Here we go. I might as well grab these. Now the question is, do I have enough ether or whatever it's called? Yeah, do I even have enough ether? Because I spend so much leveling up like some 4-star light cones to make the other videos work. And I still only... Excuse me. I still only have one S1 Dance Dance Dance. This sucks. I'm definitely not gonna get enough for all the traces. I don't need to farm these things. Yeah. Whatever. Okay. Crap. It's close. I don't know how much is needed. Okay. 70 minus 1. Thank you. I have to actually... How much do I have? I have 200 dice. Is that actually enough? Let me... Okay. I don't actually remember, what, I need to prioritize for traces, but let's just get the relics in. I'll do the traces another time. Now the question is, well, let's do that. Speed? No. Well, but that's the only one to crit damage. Wait. Alright, well, let's hope, okay, I'll just put this one on for now and hope it dodges speed. Great. Doesn't it? Doesn't... Wait. Oh, these... Okay. These are both decent options. I was holding that in case we got another slow quantum scalar. But I guess this is probably the best one, just because it has crit damage. Maybe this one. In case we get a physical HP scalar. Okay, now I don't actually know if she, if her orb wants health or quantum damage. Not that I have any health orbs, so I'll just use this. Where's my crit? Where's my crit? Okay, these suck. Whatever. I'll leave the orbs until another time as well. Let's level these up. Do I even have the materials? Man. EHR, come on, man. Crit, please. Crit, thank you. Crit, okay. Ayo, what the frick? I just got 4 rolls into crit damage. It's nice. Dang it. You've got to be kidding me, right? I'm just gonna do it. Oh, this is so bad. It's so bad. I don't have anything else about crits. Let's level up this first. Where's the crit damage? Where's the crit damage? Oh my goodness. How much more of the mats do I have? Oh crap. Okay. I probably shouldn't do that. Hello, Kitty Claus. Thank you for joining the stream. I have just gone through a bunch of Honkai Star Rails 3.2 story quests, and I'm finishing up. I just did pulls for a character. And I'm getting hit with bad RNG with my relics. Should I just full send this? No. I gotta be smart. I gotta be smart because I'm low on materials. Oh no, not like this. Not like this. It's so bad. It's so bad. Not like this. Not like this, man. Let me at least get some of the materials back. Wait, what am I doing? Well, I could do it from there, but you know what? Okay, you know what? Let me just do her traces, because the relics are, I've done what I could for the ones that aren't hot garbage. I'm pretty sure... Well, I'm just gonna take a quick moment to look it up. What does she want to prioritize? Mima Sprite's skill and talent figures. Wait. Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize it could just do this. That's cool. Oh, but I'm almost out of that. I should probably get these. Oh, I'm gonna run out of that. This is rather unfortunate. I don't think have I ever used any of that? I don't know. But that's actually... Oh, I didn't notice your message. Sorry, I didn't have the other page. Absolutely. Everyone, have a wonderful stream so far. Who's your favorite character in Star Rail? Probably Acheron still. She's the only character I actually pulled Eidolons for. And I have some cracked relics on her. But yeah. Unfortunately, if you guys Honkai power creep is kinda go crazy. She has she's still very strong, but it's kind of fallen out of favor. At least partially. also think her design could be a bit better, but whatever. That's whatever. I like Fugue a lot. Fugue's pretty. It's funny because Fugue is like... Fugue is such a scuffed pick for me, meta-wise. Because I don't have, like, the two main characters that really benefit from having Fugue. I mean, Firefly works, I mean, Fugue works pretty well with Firefly, but it's not really meant for her. And Herta's really the main one. Not Herta, Himiko. But yeah, that is, that was my pulls. Building Castorice is gonna take a bit, because, yeah, I am low on materials, I guess. That's not an I guess, I'm just straight up low on materials, and these relics are trash. This one is cracked. This one is tragic. This is just... Yeah, this is absolute tragedy. Like, what? How does it end up that bad? This one's okay. I had another one, right? Another crit rate, crit damage one. I could try that as well. When I get more materials. But yeah, anything else? Anything else? I think that's a good place to leave off. Let's see. Is she the one that boosts your defense, or is that a different character, and do you have a favorite team in game? No, Acheron is a so-called hyper carry. Basically, she is the damage dealer, and the other characters just support her in a way, but her team specifically, her supports are like they, quote, support her by debuffing enemies just because of Acheron's specific mechanics. Do we have any characters that actually buffs defense? I don't think so. We have our class of preservation characters who all provide shields. The best shielder, I don't have him, Aventurine, and I'm not really interested in pulling for him. Characters that boost defense, the closest thing I can think of... Right, I forgot, he sings. Is probably Fushan. She doesn't increase defense per se, but she increases health and redirects damage to her. So, but she's also kind of fallen out of favor with, like, an increase, like, in AoE damage. Well, I don't know if there's actually been an increase in AoE damage. But she really suffers against AoE damage, especially when you have characters that have summons, because it's an extra target redirecting damage to her. So she just dies. She just gets popped against AoE damage. As for favorite team... I'd probably still go with Acheron team, just because it's, like, my strongest team. I feel that, I don't really have, like, a strong feeling, particular, strong opinion on a, like, favorite team. But, yeah. Let's see something. What else? What else? You know what? Before I finish up, why don't I actually just craft a few of these things? Let me look up exactly what stats does she want. Crit into health. Okay, that seems about right. You know what? Nah. Save that for next time. I gotta finish up because it's basically midnight. Yeah, that will be it for this stream. Thank you anyone who dropped by and is like, even though you're not here and you won't see this, thanks for dropping by. Thank you for Weiss for coming in and chatting. Thank you for Kitty Claus for coming in and chatting, even though you just caught the tail end of the stream. As for next stream, I will most likely stream tomorrow, Monday. Because I've got stuff the rest of the week. But yeah. If you're watching the VOD, thank you for watching the VOD. If you enjoyed this stream and or my other content, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. And leave some feedback down in the comments below. Anything else? I'm always terrible with outros, because I always feel like I'm forgetting something. I already said when I plan to stream next. I did my polls. Frick. Well, whatever. Yep, that'll be it. Thanks again. See you next time. Bye-bye.